I don't think that's going to work, Lance.
Yeah, I don't see.
It's going to be a low number.
That it was a free subscription.
They said it's G-rated content. I hope. I
don't need that.
But now, what somebody's done is they've made a crypto coin based on this project. So if you want to invest in the Only Marms coin because you think it's going to be the currency of the future, then you can invest in that.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would. But
yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, that's an interesting shape.
I got a dog for her in the previous story.
I mean, is there a chance that somebody just mistypes
Mars?
A search on OnlyFans and comes across this?
Yeah, this is not what I expected.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted Only Ma'ams.
Good day, ma'am. Only ma'am.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Odie's.
Odie's Tavern, great place to go for lunch or dinner. Remember, trivia every Wednesday night, live music every Friday and Saturday night. Stop in, see our friend Will Haver and that great staff. 2 locations, the original Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Great food from Rodney Davis for the last 4+ decades. Lunch or dinner, Birmingham Institution is Odie's Tavern.
I make you laugh every now and then, right, Tyler?
Yeah.
Every now and then.
Dang,
little smile there.
My gosh.
This man's
throwing missiles at the lights.
Yes. Could you throw that any harder?
Friday, 4 to 6, we're back at Walk-Ons off of Highway 280, Tattersall Park. We'll be out there wrapping up our month-long fundraising event for our friends at Folds of Honor, Alabama. And we'll be there at Walk-Ons, Tattersall 280, Friday, 4 to 6. Come out and have the final Buds and Bud Lights of our $2 bottle, $3 draft month of July, all helping our friends at Folds of Honor, Alabama, veteran and first responder families. QR codes are still there all week long. If you can't make it Friday, going out there this week and hold up a Budweiser or a Bud Light for us, $2 bottles, $3 drafts. That helps out Folds of Honor, Alabama. Thank you to Anheuser-Busch. Thank you to Adams Beverage. Thank you to Walk-Ons, all 3 locations for doing that, Trustful, Stadium Trace, and the one on 280. And thank you to the folks at Folds of Honor, Alabama for the work you do for veteran and first responder families. We look forward to being out there with you on Friday, 4 to 6. That's our show today. We're back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
When you trust a doctor with your life, they owe you proper care. If medical negligence left you or a loved one injured, you deserve answers and compensation. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys have recovered over $2 billion for their clients harmed by medical errors, misdiagnoses, and surgical mistakes. They fight hospitals and insurance companies so you can focus on healing. Don't wait. Medical malpractice cases have strict deadlines in Alabama. Call Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys now for a free consultation. 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. You pay nothing unless they win. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, The Next Round. presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Big Ten Media Days. Tony Patini playing nice. We'll look at all the media polls. We got the 4 major ones, and if the media was right, what the playoffs would look like. All that coming up. I don't want to spend a whole segment on this, but it is too. It's not. Again, I go back to Alanis Morissette. I don't really know if I know what ironic means, but it's sort of ironic to me that the first piece of Falcons camp news I get is Tua Tagovailoa is hurt. He's got a tight back, not participating, struggling to get out there. Michael Penix, is he practicing, Brown?
No, he's also hurt, Jim.
He's hurt, too?
Yeah. Couldn't see this one coming.
Well, at least you hired a really capable journeyman, right?
But go ahead. You know, they're the team to beat, right?
I mean,
Yeah, they really are.
I do like them in the South, Scott, but this is, I mean, it was the first text I saw, or tweet I saw today from Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Tua Tagovailoa out with a tight back. Michael Penix also out with a knee injury.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush has been signed by the
Yeah,
Falcons.
Who could have foreseen injury issues with this group?
In a jumbled up, very, very average to bad division. The one team that we're not talking about is the team that won it last year with a quarterback that really is progressing under a second-year coach in Dave Canales, and that's Carolina. Carolina's sitting there just minding their own business, doing everything they need to do to get ready for the season. Tampa's bitching and complaining about contracts.
Yeah,
Atlanta's got both quarterbacks already hurt before they took a snap.
The Saints are bad.
In Tampa Bay, we're holding checks like it's the World Football League in 1974.
Have you guys seen who is taking QB1 reps for the Falcons
Yeah,
in practice?
it's Cooper Rush, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
It is Jack Strand, undrafted free agent out of Minnesota State Moorhead.
No, all right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe this
D2 All-American last
maybe
year.
this is his day.
I would rather Wildcat Bijan.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
70-run plays.
yeah. Just
Hey, Drake can throw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he can, actually, a little bit.
So Dunaway, back to your original comment. This is not irony. This is not irony.
Yeah.
This is absolutely expected. This is what everybody thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
These two quarterbacks are going to stay hurt.
Just crazy. And while Jerry Jones is on my screen on TV too, on here on First Take, he was sort of babbling at his little news conference out in California. He was quoting Barry Switzer about we're gonna burn some wagons for firewood on the way to California in the Super Bowl this year. I don't know what that means.
Burn some wagons for fire. That means you can't go back. There's no going back. We burnt the wagons.
You know, I know we've brought this up, his mortality, but, I mean, one of these training camps is going to be his last, and it looks like it's getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely getting closer.
I mean, what is
he's
Jerry
closer.
now, 83?
It's getting closer for all of
Yeah,
us.
he's closer to the end every day.
And, you know, I mean, I think a lot of, fans think about that. Like, how many more football seasons do I have?
Now on TV3, Jerry Jones. I mean, imagine ESPN if they ever put any Cowboys coverage up for you.
I mean,
It just moved from TV screen to TV
I love how
2 to 3.
I know how Orlovsky just openly laughs at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about the Cowboys today.
I do think it's bad when you get to be Jerry Jones's age to sit in front of anything that is celebrating its 100-year anniversary, because the first thing you were thinking about was Jerry Jones and American Airlines first flight.
I mean, Jerry was born during World War II.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys, well, I know y'all don't watch
83.
older movies. I was watching McCabe and Mrs. Miller. It's probably the most realistic Western ever from 1971. But, I get in those rabbit holes where I start looking at the cast and, Warren Beatty's in it. William Devane's in it. Those guys are still alive. And it's just hard to believe that they were like in the prime of their life in 1971, but they're still breathing.
Yeah.
You don't get that a lot.
American Airlines on that logo at Cowboys camp, 100 years. So this is 2026. So in 1926, American Airlines was flying.
That does seem a little like, I mean, Orville and Wilbur didn't leave the ground until what
1917.
1926. I mean,
that seems pretty
like
quick.
Off a cliff with a glider, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that logo
We'll call
was,
this-
right?
Yeah. No, it's American Airlines. Yeah.
Or was that a bank?
No, it's American
By
Airlines.
the way,
First flight was 1903, by the way.
Orville and Wilbur?
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was 1970.
It was
we
1917.
not really original with our airline names, are we?
American?
Well, I mean, there's a reason why you want it to be,
I get it, but I mean, the three businessmen sitting down, we're going to go from Dallas to Austin to San Antonio. Let's call it Southwest.
Are all these flights going to be in the Southwest? Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, Delta, because it came out of the South.
Of course, oddly now, Southwest flies everywhere.
Yeah.
Pan Am was Pan American, right?
Yeah.
That's right. You would.
Alaskan Airlines.
Yep. Well, I mean, some of the ones in the Middle East.
Qatar.
Yeah.
Where you guys based, Qatar? Let's go Qatar Airlines.
Qatar
Oh, I would
Airlines,
love
yeah.
to fly the
Emirates?
yeah.
Yeah. Boy,
Jennifer Aniston talking about showers and bars.
I know. I'm like, boy, that is a big old plane if I can shower in a plane.
Yeah.
Lots of soccer jerseys with the
Yeah,
Fly
you're right.
Emirates logo.
You're right.
Yeah.
But problem is, I can't fly Emirates here in the United States.
I've
That's
never
true.
been on an airplane with a bar.
I haven't, but it used to be a bigger deal back in the day. I think I've seen photos, people just standing at the bar drinking.
I'm-
747s.
Yeah.
You'd walk upstairs.
Well, so Led Zeppelin in the early 70s, they bought their plane and they completely revamped it and called it the Starship. And they had full bar and I mean they had some debaucherous moments.
I've
bet.
never been on one, but back in the 70s, it seemed like, maybe early 80s, like the big 747s, there was an upstairs.
Yeah,
You would go,
upstairs bar. You didn't have to stay buckled in. You're up there smoking.
yeah, you would walk up a
Yeah.
staircase to go upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't cater to the customer like they used to.
Yeah.
Well, and it's all
more about-
safety too. You can't. You got to stay buckled, and you can't smoke inside anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those.
I saw one post the other day. It was an old picture from a plane. They used to give you a complimentary pack of cigarettes
Yeah.
when you sat down.
No, I
And there were
wouldn't.
ashtrays in the seat.
That's
Well,
right.
You weren't around in the crack cocaine drug trade of the late 70s, early 80s.
No, I was not.
The saying was the first one's free.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
That's-
sure
that's
Morrow.
it.
I'm sure
So you
Morrow.
get hooked.
I'm sure Marlboro was like, "Yeah, give him a free pack."
Yeah,
Wow,
if
some
I'm on the
under-the-table
corner,
deals.
if I'm on the corner dealing crack, if I gave you the first one for free, what happens?
You really like it?
I wouldn't do the crack.
Well,
you
no,
wouldn't, but
you
Big
would.
answer.
Back in the 70s and 80s,
Yeah.
before we had Just Say No, that person
Oh.
did the crack, and then they're back as a crackhead to me, having to buy from me, and then
That's
I can
right.
charge you anything.
Yeah, now I own you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen Snowfall. It's a great show on the going from basically marijuana to crack in South Central. And boy, they would hand out those free samples. That's
go
all it
get
took.
It. Come and get it.
First one free, man.
Yeah.
First one free.
I mean, it's like, you open up the the door and you throw the mat out and you see the roaches just scatter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what happened. They would like hand out the crack and they're just running everywhere to get more.
The earliest
It's a bad
predecessor
life. Don't
to
do it.
The earliest predecessor to American Airlines was Robertson Aircraft Corporation, which began mail flights, not like only mails, like the
Yeah.
the deliverable mail.
I mean, but it was
Probably only mails.
It was up the
yes.
old Pony
it was
Express
before
at that point.
1970.
Yeah. Mail flights, April 15th, 2026. Or 1926, excuse me. So, yeah,
Oh, way
it's
to
100
go.
years.
Do y'all know
American
y'all's
Airlines.
mailman, by the way?
I do know. Mine's a lady. I do not know her, but occasionally I'll be outside when she comes by.
Mine's a rotating two-person team.
Mine's one guy, Jamie.
Yeah.
Oh, do
he's
you know his name?
Big listener, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Hey, Jamie, shout out.
Shout out to Jamie.
Yeah. He'll come
Jamie-
by late
Jamie-
afternoons. I'm swimming laps, and
Y'all have a
he'll
beer
honk.
together ever?
No.
You ought to just one day, Jamie, make me your last stop and we'll grab a beer. You think you could do
I've
that?
seen him at Taco Mama before.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, he
So he's
leaves
local.
every Christmas. Chili and Bullet get biscuits.
Oh,
By the way,
okay.
I got to bring this up, and I got the video, and I might give it to Forrester, and we can show it. But I go to dinner last night. I'm going 45 minutes tops. I come back in. I cannot make this up. There are two things. There's one of canned tuna and canned sardines on the island, but they're completely in the metal can closed. I swear to God, all my kids' lives, I get home. Chili has gotten up there and taken it's got a chili flavor, like a Chilean tuna. She has somehow not opened the can, but chewed through it. It's compact, and she's eaten every bit of it.
May I? May
can
I?
or the tuna?
Yeah, neither one
the
was
can's
surprised me.
destroyed.
Yeah,
I'm going to send it to Forrester, but the tuna was gone, and she's under the table knowing that she is, she's dicked up.
May I?
Yeah, please go ahead and send that to me right now.
Yeah, may I ask a question, Lance?
Yes.
While you send that to Scott, why do you continue to leave food out in the open? There's no
Brown. It is a container. You cannot
Lance,
smell.
It does not matter with these
You can't
demons.
smell.
As the former president once said, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice."
I've never.
Can't get full again.
They open their cages and they open apparently the pantry
Yes,
door. Where
yes.
is he supposed to put it?
I don't know, but there's got to be somewhere other than the island. Anything you put on the island, those dogs are going to
Chili and
eat.
Bullet are the raptors from Jurassic
They are.
Park,
They
opening doors and climbing shelves.
I mean, truthfully, clean read here. Our friend Jim at New York Butcher should really worry because they've got the scent from LT's house of him going to New York Butcher and back. They can get out, track New York Butcher, and go in there and eat all of Jim's content inside New York Butcher.
Yeah.
So I would be concerned if I was Jim at New York Butcher.
So Brooks brings up that, hey, you can't smell it, but they can. I would assume that that's one of those safe items. Like when you go camping, they tell you to put your food up because of bears.
That's right.
Like in a sealed can, there is no way you can smell it. Like I have no idea how she knew this.
That's just the intelligence, just the smart, the ability to. She knows that there's food in there.
That's right. It's on the island. It's probably edible.
I hate to say this. It's almost like she's trying to end herself sometimes.
Oh,
So
wow.
the
That is
robot
bad.
on Google says dogs cannot smell directly through a truly airtight and completely clean metal can, but they can almost always detect what is inside because cans are rarely 100% sterile on the outside or completely leak-proof at the microscopic level.
That's right. Somewhere in the factory, somebody that had that tuna on their fingers touched that can, and your dog smelled it.
Well, I've had dogs all my life. I've never seen a dog do and have the abilities that Chili has.
Yeah.
It's next level. I told you guys there was a full package, and it was of vitamins, and she was able to open the entire package, unseal the vitamins, and eat all 100 vitamins.
Yeah. I do miss your very shaky, scared, frightened, always cold miniature greyhounds.
Yeah.
They never seem to do this.
Yeah, Furio and Lucy.
They were well behaved.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking, yes.
Relatively speaking,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I've never had a dog that is like Chili.
I don't think there is another one like Chili Lance, based on the stories.
My wife had a chocolate lab that was pretty darn close.
Yeah.
I went to visit her one summer when we were dating in college, and the dog broke into her bedroom through a closed door, ate the chocolate protein powder out of a plastic bag that was inside my suitcase.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's pretty
That's mischievous.
Wow. So you almost killed the dog, and you still made it in your relationship.
Correction. The dog almost killed itself.
That's true.
Yeah, but
Yes.
you're
Gotta
the
blame
one
the dog.
you're the one that had that container. I'm just looking at it from her point of view. So
she was mad at the dog.
Well,
Yeah.
it was early on. If you had been married for a long time, let's say 28 years this Friday, it would have been your fault.
Maybe.
Outside of antifreeze, Chili will not go back in to see Dr. Rab. You know, she went that one time, $1,200, got her stomach pumped when she ate all that gum.
All right, here we go.
Refill that
We let her battle through. Here's the video.
All right. So you've found a can.
Let's see the can.
I sent this to Maddie.
Yeah.
Let's see the can.
Oh, there's the can.
there's
So that dog flattened that can and
Yep.
got everything out of it.
Yep.
I mean, those dogs, they're demons, Lance.
It's absolutely. And so I
So
told
that's not the lid. That's the entire can.
that's
It
the
looks
entire
like
can.
the lid.
Well, there's a lid. I show you the lid too.
Yeah.
The lid's completely ripped apart, and then the can is destroyed.
I mean, you'll see when Tyler puts the next reels out, one of my issues with Jurassic Park was the Raptors opening the doors. I don't think that's very realistic. I don't know why realism was.
After seeing this
I know.
video,
I
you
know.
might have to regrade
That's right. I'm
that.
going to revisit it and say maybe the Raptors could open the
So
door.
I sent this video to Maddie, and I was like, I told her my theory. I think Chili is trying to off herself, and she was like, "Good, let her."
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah. Don't take away her belts or her shoestrings.
That's where she is right now on this dog.
Leave the leash and a rope out.
I mean, I will say, I don't think I've ever heard of a dog on a bigger shit list than
I don't think there is one. No.
Yeah.
I've got 3 dogs, and I can't imagine what that would do to any one of their stomachs, too.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's
look
what's
forward
crazy.
to the
She's
other
like,
end of this.
I owned a half wolf, and they didn't act like this. I legally couldn't keep the dog, and they were still better behaved than Chili.
Yeah,
and
they're
Willie.
both feral. No doubt.
Let's jump into what we were discussing yesterday on the show, brought to you by our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing. That's Greg from Pell City. Some storms maybe blow through your area today. There's about a 30-40% chance you may get a wind or lightning storm if you're listening to us in the state of Alabama. And Greg can be on top of that and help you out. StormRestorationRoofing.com, StormRestorationRoofing.com. Call him for a free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. Some of you in the chat room have used Greg from Pell City before, and some of you have shared with me privately that, man, Greg got on the roof and actually fixed one thing for me and came down and said everything's good and I'm good for 3 to 5 years. Just a quick little fix. Greg may do that for you. He definitely gives you that free no-cost roof inspection. And I'll tell you this, he has so many great customers because of the Next Round platform and others that that he doesn't have to get on the roof and lie to you like some companies will and say, might as well go ahead and get that roof now, right? How's your insurance policy? Let's go ahead and get you a roof now. He tells so many of our customers, so many of our listeners, man, your roof's fine. You're good for 5 years. Got a little staining. Maybe you want to use my soft wash program. Greg just hopes that if he gives you hey, it's okay, come back in 3 to 5 years, that you'll call him back in 3 to 5 years because he'll be here in business because he's local. Storm Restoration Roofing, free no-cost roof inspection, 205-542-3531. Because of everything I just told you, he's A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau, and he works great with the insurance providers. Storm repairs and roof replacement, stormrestorationroofing.com. Yesterday, Lance on the show brought up of the SEC who has their best player all time playing in the NFL currently. And I'll give you some of those are actually happening. Like, I didn't know Y.A. Tittle was an LSU guy.
Nor did I. He did not make my LSU list.
Yeah. So I would say you pick whomever, the best LSU player of all time is playing in the league right now. Whether you want to go Jamar Chase or
Justin Jefferson,
or Joe
Burrow. It probably is Burrow because it's the quarterback.
Yeah, the weird thing I thought about Burrow, though, and I thought about all three of those, Chase, Burrow, and Jefferson, but
Patrick Peterson was.
Yeah, I agree.
There.
Patrick Peterson, one of the great defensive backs of all time. But Chase and Burrow are so tied together. Like, everything Burrow has done successfully, Chase has done it along with him.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to separate those two.
I would say Oklahoma. I think Damian, our listener, has it right, and Adrian Peterson.
I agree now. I didn't, I was just throwing out there that, if you take Peterson off the table, which we won't, but if you did, Baker Mayfield would be in the mix.
Troy Aikman.
But he only played there. He barely played.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about Leroy Selman?
Leroy Selman was the next one,
Yeah,
Tampa Bay
Leroy
Buccaneer.
Selman, definitely.
Is he a Hall of Famer, Leroy?
Yeah.
So there you go.
He is.
I don't think Adrian Peterson will be in the Hall, will he?
Yeah, he will.
He will? Okay.
Yeah, might already be.
Okay. Probably I missed it then.
When you said Derrick Henry, I was like, I'm not ready to go there on Derrick Henry.
Complete career. Bart Starr, but did Bart Starr even throw a touchdown pass?
No, Bart
in his
Starr wasn't
career?
great at Alabama.
Derek Thomas is the guy you got to beat. He's an NFL Hall of Famer. He was great at college. He's great in the NFL.
Unless you go way back to Don Hudson.
Yeah, it's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry won a Heisman. He won a national championship. He is dominant at the NFL level.
Henry is going to be a Hall of Famer easily. So if you're going Hall of Fame, DT and Hudson are in there, Bart Starr, Joe Namath, Kenny Stabler. But Ozzie Newsome.
Yeah. I will say Devontae Smith would have an opportunity. I don't think he's done enough on the NFL level yet to indicate that he could be Derrick Henry or Derek Thomas.
Well, because he's been the number 2. Now he's the number 1.
Now that he's the number 1 with A.J. Brown going, we'll see.
Auburn's a little tough because Bo Jackson's career was so short and injury riddled at the NFL, but I think I'd still go Bo Jackson.
Now, I would go, and I would be interested in Scott's thoughts on this, I would go either Cam Newton or Takeo Spikes.
Bo over everybody.
Yeah, but Bo's NFL career just was not.
Yeah, I think I would.
Was not significant.
I think I would go Cam. It's close though.
With Bo?
Yeah.
No Takeo Spikes love, Scott.
Takeo's really
I got love
good.
for Takeo, but
Takeo had a great NFL career.
Bo Jackson, now a 1983 national champion. They go back and claim that.
Heisman. Bo had an amazing college career.
Yeah. And then, some of these.
But Cam did win an MVP and go to a Super Bowl.
That's right.
I take
also
Florida.
won a Heisman.
I take Florida off the board. Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith's easy for Florida. Wilbur Marshall, really good.
Yep.
But Emmitt Smith, I think.
Yeah. Chris Collinsworth.
Georgia.
He was really good.
No, you're right.
Georgia is interesting.
I don't think so.
Terrell Davis, pretty good running back.
Yeah, but wasn't it? He was good running back at Georgia, but wasn't great.
Who are you going with now?
It's Matthew Stafford.
It's Stafford. Fran Tarkenton, I don't know enough about.
I think if you ask Georgia fans, and I've actually asked Georgia fans this question, and they all say Matthew Stafford.
I think it's probably Stafford.
See,
in college it was Herschel Walker, but the professional careers aren't even close.
Yeah, Brock Bowers, you guys think he's going to turn into something.
Yeah.
Well, if he does, he's back in the discussion.
But Brock Bowers is never going to win an MVP, and I seriously doubt he's ever going to win a Super Bowl.
I do think you got some on the periphery like Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey had a really good career both places.
It's hard to judge defensive linemen, but Jalen Carter has a new contract.
He does.
The highest paid defensive lineman of all time.
Yep.
Todd Gurley was really good.
Yeah.
But would you go Stafford?
I would. I wrote down Stafford and Fran Tarkenton just because I don't know enough about Fran. I know what Fran Tarkenton did in the NFL. I don't know enough about his Georgia career.
Yeah.
Though.
Missouri is already shut the door. Kellen Winslow.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I thought Luther Burden was going to be good, but he's not going to hold a candle to that.
Mississippi State is true that the best is playing in
It's
the
got to
league.
be Dak.
Well, it's
And
one
it's
of two.
not Dak. It's Chris Jones.
I'd go Dak.
Yeah, Chris Jones, Jeffrey Simmons, really good too. I mean, they got three legit guys right
They
now.
do.
Yep. I don't think Tennessee's is playing right now in
No,
the league.
unfortunately, he's
It's
passed.
Reggie
Yeah,
White.
it's
Reggie White.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you'd go Peyton Manning too.
Probably. I mean, that's
I
a
would go
testament.
Reggie White over Peyton. but
That's a
it's close.
testament how good Reggie White was.
Yeah.
I also would have Reggie White over
Yeah,
over
me
Peyton
too.
Manning.
Um,
By the way, back to Georgia, Hines Ward. Brooks brought up Hines Ward.
that doesn't get into Stafford or the defensive
Okay.
lineman, in my opinion.
But Hines was really good.
Yeah, he was at both places.
I think better in the NFL, actually.
I think Texas A&M is true. Miles Garrett.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think there's been a
I don't
better-
even know who would be close.
Von Miller, would he be second?
Probably.
Miles,
yeah.
right behind Miles
Yeah.
Garrett.
Texas is interesting.
What about Mike Evans? I mean, Mike Evans. is in the
Oh, yeah,
discussion.
Mike Evans would
Yeah.
be up there. Offensive player would definitely be
Yeah.
Mike Evans.
I mean, I think you
Yeah.
got to throw Mike Evans in
But
there.
I still go Miles.
I would too.
Garrett
I'd go
over-
Miles Garrett and probably Von Miller over Mike Evans.
Von Miller may be too far for me. Texas is interesting.
Texas is actually hard.
yeah,
like, there-
because there's a lack of choices.
Isn't that crazy? As
Yeah.
many great players as played at Texas, I started looking, well, who really succeeded in the NFL? And I came up with
I would-
one.
I would go Jerry Gray, Derrick O. Johnson.
I
Earl
think
Campbell for me.
Yeah.
I went Mongo. Mongo
I mean-
was a two-time All-American at Texas and is an NFL Hall of Famer from the '85 Bears defense. Steve Mongo McMichael.
Yeah, Earl Campbell is a NFL Hall of Famer. Won a Heisman at
Yeah.
Texas.
One that Earl Thomas had a really good career as a defensive back, but I don't know that he would rise to that level. I had honestly forgotten that Mongo played at Texas. So when I started digging through Texas, I was like, dang, Mongo McMichael might actually be the answer.
Well, I mean, I'm just throwing out Jerry Gray. You guys might not remember
I
him.
do not, Lance.
He was a great player in the 80s for the Rams. But how about this? 4-time Pro Bowler. He was 2-time All-American unanimous. He was the Defensive Player of the Year in the Southwest Conference. He had 28 career picks. That's a lot of picks.
What about Ricky Williams?
Ricky just didn't have a good enough NFL career.
Yeah,
and
very average in the NFL.
Pull up Earl Campbell.
No, I think Earl Campbell's.
Yeah.
He's a college football and a pro football Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I think I would go Earl Campbell, but I'm telling you, Jerry Gray is right there.
It's hard for me to pick Ricky Williams, and this is under my skin a bit because it was with the Dolphins when the NFL said, Ricky, you got two choices. You can smoke all the dope you want or play the NFL. And he goes, I'll tell you what, I'm going to smoke the dope. I mean, you can't say that that's a great NFL player when he makes that decision.
No, and it's pretty incredible as productive as he was with as much as he smoked.
I
But then
agree
He
completely.
came back from that and still had a
Yeah,
1,000-yard
he
rushing
should not have
season.
come back. The Dolphins should have never allowed him back. And I just you can't be considered a great NFL player if you're given the choice of go smoke all the dope you want or play in the NFL and you choose to smoke.
Regardless, he doesn't come close to Earl Campbell anyway,
Yeah.
so he's not even.
I
in
think he killed Mike
discussion.
Ditka's legacy. By
Yeah,
the way.
he absolutely killed Mike
Or
Ditka's
Ditka killed
legacy.
his own legacy.
Well, Ditka made a dumb choice.
Now Arkansas it doesn't have one. Is there anyone playing
No,
right now?
no.
It's Lance Allworth, the whatever
Yeah.
they call him, the whatever
Bambi.
the-
Bambi.
Yeah.
Steve Atwater is in the discussion
Yeah,
there.
yep, yep.
Darren McFadden, tremendous college career.
If he never gets turf toe, I think he's
Yeah.
the guy. Because I don't know how you hold him back in the NFL if he
Yeah.
doesn't get hurt.
For me, I'd probably go Atwater over Allworth because I didn't see Allworth play.
I didn't
saw
either.
Atwater
Probably
play.
would
and
go
Atwater
Atwater, too.
was one of the most feared safeties
Yeah.
in the NFL when he
Yeah.
played for the Broncos.
Sadly, Kentucky.
Oh, the big offensive lineman, too, Sean Andrews.
Sean Andrews,
Very
with
good.
Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
But there's a path for Arkansas to still have one
Correct.
playing right now. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Probably not right now, maybe in the near future.
Kentucky, right
hard.
now, the record is George Blanda. That's who you got to beat. He's an NFL Hall of Famer, played in black and white days.
Yeah. Josh Allen.
By the way, that's home game 2 and the next to last home game in Tuscaloosa is a black and white.
Yeah, the
days.
other Josh Allen.
The other Josh Allen, not
Yeah.
quarterback Josh Allen, but defensive Josh Allen, has a chance.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good player. Randall Cobb had a solid career, probably not enough to be in this discussion, I don't think.
I mean, Randall Cobb came from Alabama, where you never even mentioned him. I'm just saying with
Yeah.
the NFL career.
Yeah, I know.
And one thing I noticed is that Troy and Tennessee Chattanooga have NFL Hall of Famers, And I don't think Ole Miss, South Carolina, or Vandy has an Ole Miss Hall of Famer.
Ole Miss will. Eli will be in the Hall. I know
Yeah.
Lance doesn't agree with that, but you agree he'll be there. You just don't think he deserves to be there.
I mean, look, and A.J. Brown's a great player.
So
Isn't Patrick Willis in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know the career.
think so.
He played at the Hall of Fame level, but it was so
Yeah.
abbreviated.
So Ole Miss's current player in the NFL.
I would say it's Patrick Willis. I mean, when he played.
over
Are you talking
Eli.
about-
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is in the Hall of Fame.
Patrick Willis is? Okay.
He wasn't in the list I saw, but maybe I looked past it.
Yeah, he's a better player.
But I
than
think
Eli.
A.J. Brown could be that guy by the end of his career.
He'll get every opportunity
Yeah,
this
I know.
year.
What about DK Metcalf,
I don't think he's as good as A.J. Brown. So.
Jackson Dart?
I
Maybe.
mean, he's got a chance.
Got a chance.
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Sterling Sharp, I think, is your easy answer.
Yeah, I
there.
think it's probably Sterling Sharp. You know, Jadeveon Clowney, you would have said coming
Yep,
out of college.
Coming out of
but-
college, I'd have bet on
Yeah.
it.
But there's a chance that one of these kids that are playing right now has a chance to be the best NFL guy.
You will never know what might have been, but Lattimore, I would love to have seen that whole career.
And I'm
That's
gonna
such
make,
a sad injury.
I'm going to make a case that Eli Stowers, rookie,
He
has,
could be that
has
guy
a
for
chance to be
Vanderbilt.
the guy for Vandy.
The name I wrote down was Earl Bennett.
I would go Jay Cutler.
You'd go
but-
Cutler over Bennett?
Yeah, I mean, but they don't.
Probably
There's
is.
not one that's
Yeah.
that's really going to stand out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just really surprised in this exercise how hard it was for Texas. That was one thing I thought when I got to Texas, there'll be an obvious one, and there just wasn't.
Yeah, well, and on the flip side of that, how difficult it is for
Mississippi State.
LSU, Alabama.
Mississippi State.
Yeah, I mean Mississippi State and Tennessee, but it's like 2 or 3 guys you
Yeah.
pick from. But Alabama and LSU, I mean, how deep does it go?
Yeah, I was looking at the complete list of the top 100 NFL players.
Did you mention John Hanna?
I did not. I mean, obviously,
that was an oversight. Yeah.
No, I mean, he's obviously.
I mean, people considered him at one time the
Yep.
greatest offensive lineman ever.
Dwight Stevenson's considered to be the greatest center
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah.
But I don't think either one of them rises up to Derek Thomas.
Do you think you could take an all Alabama/LSU team and beat the other
Yes.
14
You got to go
combined?
/LSU to get the quarterback.
Yep.
So, yes. I mean, that's what you did there.
I think it would be dominant.
it would be. Yeah.
I think you could do it with Alabama and Georgia players, but your best combination may be Georgia and LSU.
Oh, I'm talking about the history. I think Alabama.
Oh, okay. I was talking
Oh,
about
you're talking
current,
about current NFL players?
current
No,
NFL
yeah,
players.
current. You're right.
Yeah. I mean, current NFL players, you can make a good team with Alabama and LSU players.
Oh, if you give me Alabama, LSU, Georgia, I can win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Eagles were trying to do for a bit.
Who's your starting quarterback? Jalen Hurts, Matthew Stafford.
I mean, the way Stafford's playing right now, I'd go Matthew Stafford with Burrow as my backup if I'm using those three teams.
Yeah. And you'd have a pretty good number 3. Bring him in at certain situations.
Bryce Young,
I'd have Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
I'd have Bryce Young.
I mean, I would actually. I don't know. I don't know who I'd rather have.
I mean, as a general manager, I can have Tua on the IR. I mean,
Yeah.
clears
He's your
the cap
chip
space.
that you need to. Yeah.
Jim, why
Move
don't you
around.
try this in your fantasy league this year?
Yeah, just do
those
Bama and
three
LSU
teams.
players. Bama, LSU, Georgia
I
players.
just got in a big fantasy league for the first time ever. Kind of excited about
You've
it.
never done fantasy football?
Not to this level, no.
I don't enjoy fantasy football. I'll be
I
honest.
really don't either.
Yeah.
The people sell it to me like, no, you get more involved in the Sunday games because you're watching your guys, and I'm like, I enjoy watching Sunday football right now.
Yeah.
I don't
It
need
actually
that.
hurts my Sundays
Yeah,
because then I'm invested in those guys and not
that's right.
not enjoying the teams and the games. I'm just worried about whether, my guy is going to get 140 yards rushing.
Sure, yeah. I
Like
get
my-
that.
my
I haven't played fantasy in like 5 or 6
My
years.
favorite NFL Sundays, some of them, are when the Dolphins aren't in the early window. They're either playing the late window or they've played a primetime game. And you get to watch that early window close. Man, that's fun. I don't need fantasy football for that.
You're not going to get that this year because you're going to be Dolphins are going to be playing.
Oh,
at
I
noon
know
all the
they're
time.
always in the early window.
But then, why do you play fantasy baseball, Jim? Well, it gets me from the end of the Final Four to the start of the college football season.
Yeah.
My interest, by the way, in my fantasy baseball league dies a lot in 31 days when football kicks
Yeah,
off.
I think a lot of people play fantasy to avoid gambling though, because you are
Yeah,
it
like
does.
if you
It
like
gives you
our
that
league,
same adrenaline,
we've
yeah.
got a entry fee.
Yeah.
And it seems somewhat significant, but when you play it out over the 17, 18 weeks, it's really not.
That's 100% because instead of going to a gambling app, I go to my fantasy baseball app every morning
Yeah.
just to set the lineup.
And if you started playing, 4 or 5 $100 games a weekend, you add that up by the end of the year, and you've got Brendan Sorsby numbers, and realistically, you can have one fee and it can take you the whole year.
Then I'm suspended the first 6 shows of this platform. That would be a weird announcement.
Hey, he has disappeared.
Yeah, he is. Hey, a lot to get to on the show. We got to stay a little bit on time today because we got Daniel Jeremiah with us in 1 hour. We'll talk NFL with him and do our 40 and 40 and 4 downs likely in that segment as well, too. Ian Fitzsimmons joins us from Big Ten Media Days to start hour 3. That's 11 Central if you're watching us live. And we'll talk Big Ten Media Days there as well. When we come back, LT has 9 blind resumes for us, and he's going to explain to us what we're going to do off of that. The show being brought to you by a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Hoover Toyota, hoovertoyota.com.
Best inventory, on-site finance department, red carpet program. They're going to roll it out for you. They want to make sure they retain you as a customer for life. I'm speaking as a 2-time customer. Bought my daughter a car back in 2024. Got myself in a car back in October. Absolutely loving the Toyota experience. If you like the safety, you like something that's going to hold its value, you like the reliability, you're going to love the Toyota. To check out the best inventory, stop in, see Scott Peoples and the great staff located conveniently Highway 150 in Hoover. You can always go online for more information on that on-site finance department and to view the inventory, hoovertoyota.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, 70 great years of compassionate care for you. And you say, Jim, what does that mean? I'm just telling you, I just had someone yesterday, one of our great listeners, he sent me a DM and he said, listen, thank you for having Urology Centers of Alabama as a sponsor because I heard it on your show. I was having an issue and I immediately thought of Urology Centers of Alabama, and they've caught cancer very, very, very early, and it's going to literally save my life. So that came from one of our listeners. And that's why we do what we do here, is to make your days happier and stuff. But in the case of Urology Centers of Alabama, it gives us an opportunity to tell you about a company, organization that can literally save your life. 70 years of compassionate care. They'll take care of you. Prostate health, as in this case, to kidney stones and everything in between. UrologyCentersAlabama.com. 10 great locations. Find one near you and go check them out. Make an appointment, 205-930-0920. UrologyCentersAlabama.com.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at scottforestertv.
The insurance company called. They offered you a settlement. Sounds good, right? Wrong. They're counting on you not knowing what your case is really worth. They're betting you take pennies on the dollar because you're scared and overwhelmed. Don't fall for it. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys has recovered over $2 billion for going to war with insurance companies that try this every single day. Call 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law. Free consultation. You pay nothing unless they win.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Back with you on the next round. By the way, in the NFL this year, I think the number is 79 Alabama players, 74 Georgia players, and 60 LSU players.
74 Georgia players just on the Eagles roster, right?
Yeah. And then Ohio State has 76 players and Michigan have 60. Those are the top 5 programs in the NFL, but 79 NFL players from Alabama. And a big bunch of the ones, Alabama, Georgia, and LSU, are in the top 100 players. Jalen Carter, by the way, a new 4-year, $152 million contract with the Eagles. Denzel Ward got a big deal, too. 2 years, $62.2 million with the Cleveland Browns. We'll talk uniforms a little bit later on in the show before trash. Byrum Brown, going into this season at Auburn, very confident, and his confidence continues to grow down on the plains. Here is Byrum Brown, the Auburn quarterback.
How have you seen it, show up, especially over the summer, working with these guys, about how your confidence level's grown the longer you've been at Auburn?
Yeah, the confidence level's grown, a tremendous amount. You got a tremendous defense that we go against each and every day at practice. So seeing those looks and becoming confident in those looks and knowing that I'm going against the best defense in the country every single day. Not everybody has the opportunity. I can't wait to go on Saturdays and play against another defense because they give us some looks that are fun at times and not fun at times. But it's truly a blessing, and I think going against the best defense in the country helps you build confidence every single day.
I know I said this last year with John Mateer, that I didn't think it would be much of a fall off, that he would be able to make that transition to the SEC. And whether it was injury related or not, I do think Mateer will bounce back this year. But I don't think Byrum Brown's going to have much of a difficult time transitioning, just with all of his experience and just how athletic and how big this guy is. I don't think people realize how big he is.
So basically the same numbers he had at South Florida, you expect him to carry over to Auburn, which brings this question to you.
I mean, I don't know about that, because that would be like, if you equate that to wins, if they were to win 9 or 10 games, people would be talking about like, he's putting up Heisman numbers, because at that point, you're talking about him going over 4,000 yards and 40-plus touchdowns. I mean, that's a ton of production.
Well, I mean, we always go back to Cam Newton came out of nowhere, relatively speaking, to have the year he had, and that 2010 Auburn team came out of nowhere to have the season that they had. Indiana sort of came out of nowhere, too, 2 years ago.
Oh, there's no doubt they came out of nowhere.
And then last year they won the national championship. So when you start asking the question, which team could make an Indiana-like out of nowhere run like in Sig's first year, Auburn has sort of that DNA trait to be an out of nowhere surprise team in college football this year, right? They've got continuity coming from South Florida. They got a quarterback that comes out of the portal that could up the game.
It sounds preposterous, but, I mean, it is Auburn. They've won a national championship. Indiana was the worst program in Power 4 history before Cignetti took this over. And back to your point on Cam Newton, like it would be least surprising where Byrum Brown is in year 5 of his career than what Cam Newton did. But then when you look at it, like Auburn to go 11-1 in the SEC this year, Byrum Brown to win a Heisman Trophy. I mean, it sounds crazy, but we've seen crazier.
But if they're 10-2 and in the playoffs, that would be Indiana-like to me.
Yeah.
Or if they're 9-3 and contending, that would be almost Indiana-like. Who else could you, in college football, could you throw out there to be an Indiana out of nowhere run to contending for a playoff?
And can I just say,
I'd go Virginia again this year.
Can I just say Auburn at 10-2? Well, Virginia was. I mean, they were just in their conference championship.
Yeah, but I'm
right?
saying like
No,
they, you know, in Tony Elliott's first 3 years, he wins 11 games. Last year, he wins 11 games. It would be a different timeline. But going from 11 games, everybody thinks Virginia's going to fall back to 5 or 6 wins. If they were to finally get to a college football playoff, it would be Indiana-like in back-to-back years.
Yeah, I would be just as surprised at Auburn 10-2 this year in the playoffs as I was at Indiana the first year.
And that's my point. I think
I
I
would be just
too.
as surprised. Yes,
and I'm trying to think,
which is to say, you cannot convince me of it right now because you could not have convinced me of Indiana being in the playoffs.
Never. And I'm the same way with you about Auburn.
Yeah,
just
you
like
cannot convince me that they're in the playoffs.
And I'm trying to think around the major conference teams.
I mean, Florida.
Florida could be that if they get quarterback right? Florida could be.
I mean, I think Vegas believes more in Florida. We saw the win total 7.5. And, you know, if Byrum Brown was starting for Florida this year, I think there would be people being like, Florida could be Indiana this year. I think that's the difference. You've got an experienced quarterback.
That's a great point. What was Florida's record last year? 4 wins? 5 wins?
4.
Yeah. So, I mean, you'd be going from 4 wins to contending for the playoffs. That's very much the case.
But that wouldn't be really shocking if they had a quarterback to me, which is kind of weird. Like we're picking our shocking spots.
Yeah.
But.
Well, Indiana has changed our shock meter very much so.
Well, I mean, they've created
extremes now to shock us.
They've created a world where nothing is a surprise. Well, I just saw Indiana do it, so I guess anyone can.
You go from Curtis Rourke to Fernando Mendoza, the number 1 overall pick, you know, and they're going to keep the consistency with Josh Hoover. Can you imagine if, you know, the most productive quarterback over the last 2 years in the SEC, Diego Pavia, leaves and Jared Curtis comes in and tears it up as a true freshman?
I thought about that, but if you want to stay in the SEC, I think the true Indiana comparison would be if Kentucky did it. And now Kentucky can't. Auburn can't. Kentucky can't. I don't think Florida can either. So I'm saying none of these teams do I think will be in the playoffs, but I didn't think Indiana would either. And that's the spirit of your question is we would have laughed at you 2 years ago for saying Indiana was a dark horse playoff candidate. So that's what we're doing here. I would think Kentucky would be your best Indiana match.
Yeah.
New coach.
Yeah. UCLA with Chesney, I mean, obviously that's what they're hoping. It's just hard to imagine him doing that at UCLA, but that's what they're hoping, that he came from James Madison and he gets out to UCLA and unlocks Nico and has some success. And, you know, even if they got to 8 or 9 wins, that would be a pretty impressive run. I don't know who else it could be, but I think Auburn fits the DNA to get into that conversation if Byrum Brown is what LT thinks he's going to be and if that defense stays what it was last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really it's again, you got conditioned to knowing Indiana was terrible for 116 years.
Yes.
But, you know, the last run with Auburn has just been awful. So it's hard to look at that in the SEC where the SEC is so good right now and so balanced out with so many good teams and to see Auburn make a run this year. But, hell, who knows?
Yeah, but if you put on 5-year blinders, Auburn looks pretty bad, right?
Oh, I don't.
If you only look at 5
Oh,
years.
yeah. They're only slightly better than what Indiana was.
Yeah, I mean,
just slightly.
Just slightly.
Yeah, I would think over the last 5 years, they're probably in the bottom 10% of Power Fours as far as win percentage.
I would have to guess.
It feels that way
Yeah.
from sitting on the front porch, 100%. Blind resume with Lance and Forrester here after we tell you about a couple of our great sponsors. One of them is our friends at Way to Wellness, a journey to healthy living. Went by and saw Leslie earlier this week. She says hi to everybody. If you want to jumpstart your weight loss, you could do that by jumping on her website, aplanforme.com. There you'll find that Way to Wellness has a variety of different things to help jumpstart your weight loss. Injection therapy, they've got a couple of variety of those, whichever fits you best, whichever works best for you. They've got meal replacements, which works for some people. I use these protein bars that Forrester was interested in earlier. For breakfast, I had one. I use it to prevent bad snacking, but it's also my breakfast during the week. He was all about the peanut butter crunchy marshmallow one I was eating this morning. I think he wanted one. He just didn't want to ask. Forrester, if you ever want one, I'll give it to you, buddy.
I'm in. Bring me one tomorrow. It'd be better than the great value bagel that I had this morning.
Great value bagel.
That doesn't sound good, but
it wasn't.
I'll bring you one tomorrow to let you try it out. You can go try it out yourself at planforme.com. Way to Wellness. No contracts, no sign-up fees, and the first consultation is free.
The College Football Spotlight.
It's presented by our guy, Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. Whatever legal issue you find yourself in, Alexander Shunnarah is your first stop. You go to Shunnarah.com. Now, you may think of him as personal injury attorney, and certainly he has made his name doing that, but it goes much deeper than that now. Bad drug and device claims, storm damage claims, workers' compensation, employment. The list goes on and on and on with our guy Alexander Shunnarah. He can take care of you in all of those aspects. You go to one place, Shunnarah.com, where you don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Shunnarah.com, Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys.
So yesterday when I was putting together a 4 downs, one of the questions, I was like, damn, I could do an interesting blind resume with topics like this. So what I'm going to do, and it's strictly Power 4. Now, this can go back over 100 years, but I'm going to ask you guys a question, and you try to guess the Power 4 program that it is. And I'm going to give you some hints, okay? Here we go with the first one. This ACC team has had a former Super Bowl starting quarterback over the last 20 years in their program, but they haven't won a conference championship since 1979. It's a Power 4 team, or it's an ACC team.
ACC team. They've had a Super Bowl quarterback in the last 20 years and have not won a conference championship in that time.
Since 1979.
Since 1979.
Yeah, we're coming up on 50 years.
For me, that is NC State and Phillip Rivers.
He never played the Super Bowl.
Not won a Super Bowl.
Yep.
I thought played in.
No,
he never played in one.
Okay.
Phillip Rivers could not win what we call big games.
Yeah, that OAFC championship game got in the way a little bit.
It's usually what you say, Jim, Phillip Rivers isn't going to like you. He's not listening to the show.
He's not.
So not Phillip Rivers, NC State.
Boy, this is a tough
By the way, that's a big – you go from Dan Fouts, Phillip Rivers to now Justin Herbert, who just got engaged, which could be dangerous. Like, the Chargers have really, really good quarterbacks, but they can't get over the hump. Yes.
Boston College Golden Eagles. Matt Ryan.
I said won a Super Bowl.
Oh, dang. I thought you said started.
Yeah, and actually they have won a conference championship, I think, since.
All right. So who is the ACC team?
Okay.
Wait. So you got one more guess?
Well, I mean, somebody could be right here, but with the wrong quarterback.
Yeah, I'm just – okay. All right.
Boston.
It's NC State and Russell Wilson.
Very good.
Yeah, there you go. Very good.
Show it to us there, Forrester. Look.
Yeah, NC State, the old N and C inside
I got to give Dunaway 1-0. I mean, you got there.
That's good.
I just thought 1979.
Yeah.
God, I want to say in that era, I saw NC State play here in Birmingham, and it is sad to say that
I saw Russell Wilson start here in Birmingham.
I don't. There's no way Brooke Check can see 1979 NC State where they went to a bowl. There's no way the ACC champion played in the Birmingham Hall of Fame Bowl, right? Surely you had a better bowl.
I'll tell you this, though. I went and I saw Russell Wilson start. It was really cold. It was on the Hall of Fame games, and he was a redshirt freshman, I think. And I remember sitting in the crowd talking to somebody, and I was like, he got drafted by both the Red Sox and Rockies. Guy's a little too short. He needs to play baseball.
Yeah.
They won the ACC championship and did not play in a bowl game at all.
Wow.
Were they on probation?
That is tough to do.
Yeah.
No, they were not.
All right.
So back then you could be the ACC champion and not go to a bowl game.
And they weren't even a tie. It was an outright championship. And they, by the way, outright champion, 7-4 overall record.
Yeah. Yeah, the NC State, the ACC had bad
So Dunaway's got a 1-0 lead.
1-0 lead for Jimmy D.
This is odd number 2 coming up.
I'll take a 0.5.
So you guys have got how this plays out, right? Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Although this Big 12 team finished ranked in the AP final top 18 poll 5 times since 2011. So over the last 15 years, 5 times. Every 3 years, they finished in the top 18. They have not had a first-round NFL draft pick in 19 years. Again, a Big 12 team. They have finished in the top 18 of the final AP poll 5 times since 2011, but they have not had a first-round NFL draft pick in 19 years.
Kansas State.
Is that correct?
Well, do you want to take a guess?
Well, I mean, if it's correct, you stop the guessing game.
Well, would you have gone Kansas State?
I would have not.
Who do you think the first-round draft pick is?
I didn't think they had one. I thought you said they didn't have one.
Well, no, I mean 19 years ago. Flash it up there, Forrester.
Oh, wow. How about that, K-State?
Wow. 1-1. Who do you think it was?
Oh, geez. 19 years ago is going to test me here. I don't know. Who was it?
Dunaway, you should know this.
Oh, yeah. That means he's a Buccaneer. But it's so hard to do these on the spot like that.
19 years ago. I don't know who it is.
Josh Freeman.
Josh Freeman.
Oh, the quarterback. Yeah. Boy, those are dark Buccaneers days. I would have forgotten that too, Jim, if I were you. It's like the Dolphins starting Cleo Lemon.
No, I remember, though, when they drafted him, I was like, God, that sneaky feel good about him.
Yeah, I did. You always do that.
Have got a 1-1 score. Okay, Here we go. Between its Big 8 and Big 12 conference affiliates, this program has never won a conference championship in the last 113 years.
Iowa State.
I think that's a good guess. I would say Kansas, but Kansas won it under Mangino.
Yeah, just because Dunaway rang the bell first. Forrester, it is Iowa State. Wow. I didn't realize this was going to be so easy. Maybe I should not be given the conference affiliation.
No, I think you should do it exactly like you're doing it.
Yeah. No, this is really good. I enjoy it.
I'm not giving you this one. Okay. After 48 years of having at least one player drafted, this program had 0 draft picks in 2026. 48 straight years of at least one player drafted. And if you need a hint, I will give you the conference, but right now I will not.
I think I have the answer. Can I ring in first?
You may.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
I mean, he's right.
Wow. I was going to say Penn State.
Yeah.
Wisconsin.
Wow, that's pretty incredible.
That is pretty incredible, Jim. I'm surprised
Did
Wisconsin.
you just remember that somehow?
I did. It came to me from the NFL draft.
Jim
coverage.
reads a lot of stuff every morning. I will give him that.
Yeah.
So Wisconsin had a 48-year run, though, of guys getting drafted. That's the more surprising part to me.
Well, I mean, I think that's going to be another death knell for Luke Fickell.
Yeah, boy.
Like if I'm willing to fire him and I'm talking to his agents, hey, look, I mean, half century we went with the draft pick and he can't even get somebody drafted.
Now, some of those were offensive linemen along the way, but
a lot of running backs. 48 straight years, yeah.
Okay, here we go. This Power 4 has a former Heisman Trophy winner and a claimed national championship, but only one top 10 finish since winning their last conference championship back in 1998. Again, this Power 4 has a former Heisman Trophy winner. They have also claimed a national championship, but only one top 10 finish since winning their last conference championship in 1998.
My initial guess on this one was going to be Colorado, but Lance said a former Heisman Trophy winner, and they've got 2. So that threw me off a little bit. But I think it fits the bill for Colorado. But I'm trying to remember if they won it in 98. I remember, Mike McIntyre came in there and had some success, but that was after 98.
Yeah, that was 16.
That was 16.
He has claimed national championship for me.
That's true. I guess Colorado kind of won there.
So that's going to take you back a little bit if it's claimed.
If it's claimed, Central Florida claimed one, but they don't have a Heisman Trophy winner for sure.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
they're not in the Power 4.
And they're not in the Power. Well, they are now.
Oh, yeah.
But they weren't then, yeah. Claimed a national championship, Heisman Trophy winner. Haven't won it since 98.
God, I want to say... For some reason, Washington is popping to mind for me.
Well, they split one, right?
91.
91, they split it. So I don't know if you call that claimed. Another school that pops to mind, but I can't remember the one of Heisman, is UCLA. I'm trying to remember if they won the Pac-12 in 98. Bob Toledo, I think, was the coach.
So are we not giving anybody credit, or are we going final answers on things?
I'll go final answer UCLA.
I'll go final answer Washington.
Let's see it, Forrester. It is UCLA.
Oh, wait a
Who's their Heisman winner?
Gary Beban.
Yeah. I didn't remember. That was
1967. They claimed the national championship in 1954.
Yeah, that's what threw me off was Heisman
see.
winner.
See, I was like 1998, since 1998.
Jim DeBoer just won a conference title at Washington.
God, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brooks, you're not on the hot seat here.
Yeah, and by the way, I was really good until right then.
Yeah,
so
really. I mean, the one Jim missed. The one Jim missed, Brooks jumps on both feet there.
Yeah.
Okay, although they rank, and I got to give Forster credit. He actually got this yesterday when we went through this. Although they rank 14th in all-time wins, this major college football program has never had a Heisman winner.
14th in all-time wins, no Heisman winner.
It's kind of baffling.
I think I've got this.
Oh, go on and buzz in.
Go ahead and buzz.
West Virginia.
That's interesting. I don't think they're 14th all-time in wins.
I think they'll be closer than you think.
I think 14th all-time wins gets you in the Auburn, but they've got a Heisman Trophy win. I think it gets you.
They got a few.
Yeah.
It gets you to A&M, but they've got Manziel. That's who I thought about them too.
Y'all are going to kick yourself in the ass.
No, it's going to be. I'm going to look stupid when I say this because initially everyone's going to be like, "Oh, so and so won the Heisman." Tennessee.
Forrester.
Wow, Dunaway.
It is Tennessee, 14th in all-time wins. Now, I mean, I think most people believe Peyton Manning should have won it.
Yeah.
But it is hard to believe that program has never won it. I've got three more. Here we go.
Okay, three more brought to you by our friends at McCurry. If you ever find yourself needing a rental for 3 more days or whatever, we got 3 more things here trying to tie again. Our friends at McCurry Car and Truck Rental.
Yeah, McCurry Car and Van Rental. They do tremendous work there, and you can find them throughout North Alabama. You can always depend on McCurry. McCurryRentals.com, McCurryRentals.com. That's the website to go to. Everything from those big travel vans down to the trucks. If you're looking to move things, McCurry has got you covered. Throughout North Alabama, Athens, Huntsville, Coleman, also in Tuscaloosa, McCurryRentals.com. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Okay, although they are 24th all-time in wins with 15 conference championships over their 135 seasons, this program has never won a national championship. 24th all-time wins, 15 conference championships, 135 seasons, 0 national championships.
I'll buzz in only because it was the running joke. Yesterday at 24, I'm going to say Iowa. At any poll that's 24, I put Iowa in there.
I mean, that's an excellent guess. I'll go West Virginia again. Surely West Virginia's in one of these.
Forrester, let's see it.
Oh,
it is West Virginia.
Oh, yeah. I was more
How good have we been?
I know. That's amazing.
How good have we been?
Blown away. Okay,
Yeah.
2 more.
I watch a lot of college football.
Let's see if you, and this one might be the easiest one that we have thrown out.
Okay.
So we'll see who buzzes in first. This school has the most unanimous All-Americans of all time. And it changed just this past year. It went from one team to the other. But this school has the most unanimous All-Americans of all time.
I would
and it's 42, I think, is the number.
I would initially go Ohio State on this one.
Yeah. It used to be Notre Dame.
That's what I was thinking, and it went to Ohio State.
But I'm going to agree with you. It is now Ohio State.
Yeah.
Forrester.
There you go.
It is Ohio State. Now, it was Alabama.
Oh, it was Alabama. How about that?
And then Notre Dame this year tied Alabama, and Ohio State had 3 unanimous, and they took the lead.
So Notre Dame was in the mix.
How about we were dancing all around that?
We really were, yeah.
Okay, here's my most fun question.
All right.
Our final question here. In its 134 years, this program has hired the most head coaches of anybody.
That's interesting, Lance. So somebody that has had a quick trigger done away, who's fired a lot of coaches.
I mean, right now it's Auburn until I think through the process it's Auburn.
I knew that was going to be a joke somebody made.
Does this include interims, Lance?
No, this is hired.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, LSU gets into the running there.
I mean, LSU does fire quick, yeah.
I'll put this in perspective how crazy this is. The number is close, but in my Rams fandom, since picking up the Rams in 1979, I have seen 43 different starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And this is close on the hires, which is crazy.
I'll go Arkansas. They've rung that bell a lot recently.
Frank Broyles was there a long time.
How long though? That's what I was just thinking. I always envisioned him.
He got into broadcasting.
Yeah, I thought he shut it down early. And then boy, they have bounced around.
Is
since
this
Frank
just
Broyles.
a Power 4 team?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll go Arkansas.
See, Jordan was there for a long, long time.
Yeah,
and so
and
was
then died.
Right,
Yeah,
it's obviously it's not going to be a good program.
Yeah.
I mean, that is the hint I would give you.
Well, I mean, LSU has hired a lot of people, though, over the years.
They have.
I'll go on to tell you what this number is. In 134 years, it's 37 different coaches.
I've purposefully not looked right
Yeah.
at Forrester.
I'm going to.
So, Brooks, you think you know it. Let Jim
No,
guess first.
I wanted to guess.
I'm going to say Indiana.
I was going to guess Baylor.
And I go Arkansas.
Dunaway was the closest. Let's see it, Forrester.
Purdue? Boy, Joe Tiller had a decent little run there. I'm surprised at that.
37 coaches in
Wow.
134 years.
Boy.
That's it.
That's really
Fine
good.
resume, fellas.
Yeah.
Y'all did good.
Well,
I was
thank you.
shocked.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We did do better than I thought we did.
Yeah.
Even I was surprised by us.
Surprised you?
That's hour number one there. The show today being brought to you by the great folks at Central State Bank. We'll jump into some of the stuff going on at Big Ten Media Days and eventually get to Daniel Jeremiah and Ian Fitzsimmons. Daniel Jeremiah on the NFL and Ian Fitzsimmons from Big Ten Media Days. Central State Bank keeps it local, though.
Bank big enough to meet every need you've got, whether it's buy that new car or start that new business, and they're small enough to know you because, as Jim said, they're a local bank. That is a community bank, and that's the beauty of dealing with a community bank. You're dealing with people in your community, the people that are making the decisions that impact your life, and Central State Bank is that community bank. So find a location near you. There are 6 throughout Central Alabama, and you can find one very close to you. Central State Bank, big enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Facing time for a crime, huh? Got a list of charges looming over your head. 5-0 got your back up against the wall. Them alphabet boys trying to sit you down on that rack. Well, have no fear. The People's Defender is here. Attorney J.B. Brown, powered by Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorney. He meticulously investigates every case and challenges evidence. Dedicated to protecting the rights and futures of individuals facing criminal charges. Hit him up now at thepeoplesdefender.com. Thepeoplesdefender.com.
Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats are all in one place. NextRound.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know. You might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all your favorite Next Round gear by visiting NextRound.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at NextRound.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from NextRound.store.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
All right, here we go. Hour number 2 now. Daniel Jeremiah in about 25 minutes here on the show. Big Ten Media Days is going on. Before Lance tells us about the lock, can you give me Brooks's graphic he sent out at Next Round Live on all the platforms? It's the ACC was the last media poll to be posted. The Big Ten doesn't do an official one. The Cleveland.com, though, runs it, and that's their unofficial official media poll. The SEC does one. The Big 12 does one. The ACC finally put those out. So you can see everybody's projected media polls in the Power 4 Conference on our social media site at Next Round Live. If you say Notre Dame is a playoff team, which I believe they're not listed because they're not in the conference.
It would be shocking if they don't get to the playoffs.
I agree.
If you say the media gets it right and the ACC and the Big 12 will say gets one bid, Texas Tech and Miami, that leaves 4 in the SEC and 4 in the Big 12. So your playoffs would be Notre Dame, Miami, Texas Tech, Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, USC, Georgia, Texas, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. Throw in a group of 5. We'll just say Boise State, and that would be your 12-team playoffs. It'd be a pretty good little
That'd be a fun playoff.
Sign me up.
Yeah. I think the SEC...
okay,
maybe it's my bias, but of those rankings, I think the SEC is the most vulnerable, the most precarious, the most paper thin, because I don't buy Ole Miss and I don't buy Texas A&M, truthfully.
Okay, give me on a scale of 1 to devastated, how many devastated fan bases are there that they don't, if we're just going with those 12 teams?
LSU, Alabama, probably Oklahoma.
Oklahoma
yeah.
for sure.
I don't know if Michigan and Penn State would reach devastated.
Nobody in the Big Ten.
I think that's probably it.
Yeah, that's probably it. The 3 SEC teams that were the closest.
I mean, Clemson
would be pissed.
It's going to be an attitude adjustment.
Yep.
Hey, if BYU loses that game again to Texas Tech.
Yeah, BYU's going to think if not now, then when.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do agree. I think it's just LSU, Alabama, Oklahoma, and maybe Clemson.
Yeah, but I think LSU, Alabama, Oklahoma, 2 of those could easily replace Ole Miss and Texas A&M. You know what I'm saying?
I think somebody will replace Ole Miss just because of schedule.
The question I had for you guys, and we can easily come back to this because Brooks has this in graphic form, then it will live forever and it will not change. You did 10 teams right there. Give me the number the media gets right out of that 10. And I'm not talking about where they finish. I'm just talking about the 10 teams we just put in the playoffs. How many out of that 10 will be in the playoffs?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for sure.
What, you think the media got it 70% correct?
I got 7 as well, too.
Okay.
I got Miami, Texas Tech, Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, Georgia, Texas.
That's the 7, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if one of those 7 doesn't make it, I know this is crazy with Indiana.
I know.
Like Miami to not win the ACC, we said this last year with Clemson, would be a shock. Texas Tech in a one-game situation, I could see them lose, but I still feel good about them. Ohio State, Oregon, Indiana, where those programs are right now would be really, really surprising. And the same with Georgia and Texas.
I'm just saying, and I think you guys would agree because we've done this a long time, media projections being 70% correct is quite high for media projections. Yeah, but this is a
different way. Like if you would have put gun to media's head and say you got to get 70% of the participants right, they wouldn't be able to do it. But based on the fact that they're just trying to tell you who's going to win the conference.
Yeah. It's like yesterday, one of the holes, I made a putt that was needed to keep a big dot.
You had some carryovers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you played golf yesterday?
Yeah. But I thought it was a meaningless putt. So it was a nice little 4.5 footer that I didn't feel like I should have been putting anyway. It should have been given to me. And I just knocked it square in the middle of the back of the hole.
If they would have told you the circumstances.
That's right. That was like, man, that was a big putt. And I said, what are you talking about? I said, I thought Johnny had already covered him up. It's like, no, Johnny had a 6. It was a par 5. Johnny had a 6. I was like, so what was that for? He's like, oh, it carried over 4 holes. I was like, are you kidding me? I said, thanks for not telling me because I'd have sure missed it. I sure would have missed it.
Boy, if that would have been me, I would have told you a bunch.
Yeah.
Hey, you need to back up. You know what is at stake right
before
here.
you putt that, Jim.
Of our little group, I've got the lowest score since we started playing of a 74. And it was that bent broke, but it was a 74.
Still counts.
So anytime anybody starts cooking along first 7 or 8 holes, I always say, ooh, 74's in play, man. You're doing great.
I like
just
that.
To put that in the back of my head.
Just to plant the seed.
Lance's Lock, Hemp Hill. Tell us about Lance's Lock. Baseball tonight. I watched Cubs and Cardinals last night, man. That was a
We
blowout.
had the Cubs. A lot of runs last night from the Cubs. We had a bounce back. Not exactly what I wanted. I wanted the 3-0. We were 2-1. We were one run away from being 3-0, but 2-1. So a step in the right direction. More Major League Baseball up and available today. Free play every single day at lanceslock.com. It is always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Whether you experience plumbing, heating, or cooling issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. Guess what? I talked to Andrew last night. They're coming out to my house at 2 o'clock today.
No, say it ain't so.
I've got this situation. I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with this, but I've got the exposed.
Just a situation?
I don't think you
ever
did one.
But I've got what am I looking for? Everything's exposed in the basement. And now there's condensation coming down from one of the pipes that goes from the AC. But it's everywhere.
Yeah, all that is I mean, I'll let him come out and be a professional. All that is it is so humid outside right now, and the coldness of the water.
It's never done
it's
this.
Dripping.
And it's been 10 straight days like this.
It has never been, and I'm being honest here, I've never in the history of my life ever seen a temperature where it was 86 degrees outside, but it felt like 107. That's what it was the other day. That was the actual temperature and the feel like.
Well, you've got, on the thermostat now with technology and everything, it will tell you what your thermostat is set to, what it actually is indoors and what it is outdoors. And I had it just, when I left the house yesterday, I got back, it was on 71. But the actual temperature inside 75, it can't cool it. And I've got 3 different units.
Yeah.
It's because it was 109 degree.
I know.
Yeah, it was really
My
hot.
house had the same problem.
So anyway, these are all first world problems to a degree, but our friends at Hemp Hill Services, whether you experience one of these first world problems, whether it's the plumbing, the heating, the cooling, they are there to serve you. Trusted name, Birmingham has trusted since 1954. 205-229-2090 or hemphillservices.com.
Troy says, can they build an iron bunker for your dogs?
Yeah. Can we bring that up real quick? The name of didn't your guy ask?
Oh yeah, somebody asked in the chat the name of the tuna, and it's Fishwife.
Fishwife is the name of the tuna. It is the spicy tuna and chili oil, and she said it's the expensive kind.
Of course it is.
And then our buddy Morgan from Kentucky, this is crazy. He said that his dog did the same thing, ate 3 big cans of tuna, including the cans. They had to put it down. It was a terrible day for him and the kids.
Well, I would imagine.
I would send that one to Brooks. I mean, to Maddie.
I did.
Yeah, to Maddie. Yeah.
And you know what she responded?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm buying 2 more cans on the way home.
Just look at her last line. Can you read that?
She's running by Costco.
Yeah, that's right.
You can say it.
The last line is, she unfortunately didn't eat the cans.
I forwarded the message from Morgan.
Yeah.
She's pulling for it,
I
man.
love Maddie.
Maddie will stop and buy a 6-pack on the way home and leave them both out. All right. Big Ten Media Days is ongoing. A couple of sound bites for there. Bret Bielema's act is getting a little tired to me. Cut 16, Tyler. Here's Bret Bielema. You knew of all. you could count on there were going to be three things at Big Ten Media Days. One was the Big Ten was going to brag about 3 straight national championships. They deserve to. Number 2, there was going to be a lot of positive talk about a 24-team playoff. That's the one they believe in. Don't blame them at all for that. And the third one is Bret Bielema was going to show up, and he was going to take a cheap shot at the SEC, and he did that.
To see the growth of this league to get to where we are now. I spent a couple of years in the SEC, was with Slive, and then transitioned to Sankey. And I just think about it now, everybody's going to have, opinions, and obviously they're going to draw the Big Ten, SEC, and all that goes around about that. But to sit in the room with both of those guys, I think with Tony and the vision and experience that he has, and to be in the room where Sankey, I know he's got to protect the SEC, and they kind of want to live in 2005 forever. But I think the forward thinking of where we are in college football is an awesome thing.
Brett, you just said something earlier about the SEC wanting to live in 2005 forever. Can you just explain what you mean by that?
Well, I think I just made the headline, right? Well, I became a head coach in 2006, so I was going back before I was a head coach purposely. It's a different world, man. The last 3 years, like the quarterback I have now, we would not have gotten if the world was existed 5 years ago. I know that. Neither would my left tackle, my left guard, my center, and my right tackle wouldn't be here playing for me, right? And you go around to every team, and the rosters have changed because of those 2 components, the transfer rule and revenue share. It's a different world. Anything beyond that is nonsense. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah. So basically he's saying if we didn't have money, I wouldn't be able to be competitive.
Yes.
Yeah,
he 100% said that.
And
yeah.
here's the thing I would say. He did not do a bad job at Arkansas when you look at the history of Arkansas football afterwards.
Not based on what followed him, no.
But he had borderline dominant teams at Wisconsin, and he's been much better at Illinois. So that's what I would crack back. Well, you had success on the bookends in the Big Ten, but how did you not have success in this league that you're kind of dogging out?
Yeah, I think he's saying because the other rosters were stacked, and I couldn't get them at Arkansas because they were going to Alabama and Georgia and other places. The living in 2005. Listen, he's right. He's probably got players that would have been 2s at Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, Georgia, LSU, those places. He's got starters now that would have been 2s in Tuscaloosa.
Correct.
Nobody's arguing with that. It is a different world. Nobody's arguing with that. But to say the SEC wants to live in 2005 is not true. Just because they're not running straight into the 2014 playoff, that they want to play this slow, isn't wanting to live in 2005. Saying that the conference is deeper than the Big Ten is not living in 2005. There are a lot of good football teams in the SEC, and nobody's down. You've won 3 straight national championships in the Big Ten.
But
they've owned college football.
I am doubting the Big Ten and their ability to not listen in history class, because I go back to USC and their social media director post our Odyssey starts, on 9/10 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Bielema to go 2005. It was 2006 is when the run started.
Yeah. When he started coaching, he said, I intentionally went before I started being a coach in 2006. So I understand where he's coming from, but it was almost like he went personal on Slive and Sankey. And I sat in the room with Patini, and I sat in the room with Sankey, and one's a forward thinker and one is not.
Yeah, I mean, he took a direct shot at Greg Sankey without doubling back on Sankey's name.
Because guys like Bielema wanted to go to 24 teams, which they reiterated yesterday. They want 24 teams, which to me is absolutely ridiculous. But that's the only chance a guy like Bret Bielema's got to get into a college football playoff.
And listen, we're going to go to 24 teams. It's inevitable. We will get there. Andy Staples with a good story today at On3 Sports, really talking about what Tony Petitti was saying yesterday. Petitti was very complimentary of Greg Sankey yesterday. He was like, listen, Greg Sankey never once says he's against a 2014 playoff. He says he wants to study it more, get more data points and all of that. The SEC has never said they're against the 2014 playoff. They're against going to it right now until we know, as Andy points out, what the media appetite is for the 2014 playoff.
Seems significant, by the way, because that's who funds this whole thing.
As Andy points out, he goes, the valuation of the conference championship games all pooled together for the 4 power conferences is $250 million. If your new media rights for the playoffs at 24 teams isn't significantly more than $250 million more dollars a year, then why ditch the conference championships and expand to 24 teams? So that's all. And Petitti even said, he was asked about the SEC breaking away. What Greg is saying there, you guys are taking it the wrong way. By breaking away, he means the conference doing their own rules. And if this Protect College Sports Act and whatever doesn't satisfy our needs, we will look at doing the same thing in the Big Ten. And inevitably, what will happen is the Big Ten and the SEC would work together on that and have the same pairing of rules. And if the ACC and the Big 12 wanted to play along, they too would have the same rules. And that's the breakaway.
Yeah. To use a NASCAR analogy here, I'll go a NASCAR analogy on Petitti and Sankey. You're a big Dale Earnhardt guy, and everybody said that there was nobody better on the super speedways than him because he knew how to draft, right?
He could see the air.
That's right. And there was a good chance he probably used as a drafting partner a guy he did not like.
That's right.
An enemy of his, but he knew this is my best way to win this race, right? And I think both those guys know that. I think Petitti and Sankey know, regardless of what anybody says about the SEC and the Big Ten, we are permanently drafting partners. And at some point, what's good for the Big Ten is going to be good for the SEC, and what's good for the SEC is going to be good for the Big Ten. Now,
but this is not going to be good for college football because
probably
we're going to have diluted games.
And that is the issue with college football: is everybody is looking out for number one, and nobody is looking out for the overall good.
But
because of the system we have.
But if the SEC and the Big Ten does look out for what's good for them, and they stay drafting together like you're talking about, the ACC and the Big 12 would adopt the same rules.
They have to
play in the playoffs that those two would create.
They would be forced
and
to.
We would have, and Notre Dame would too.
Notre Dame would too.
And then we would have what we have now. Everybody would just adopt the rules outside of the NCAA.
It's just the difference in who's setting the rules.
Yeah. And Kyle Whittingham basically said this. He's like, we need to realize we are the NFL minor league. He said this on the Rich Eisen show. We are the NFL minor league. And the best thing to do is just admit that we're the minor leagues of the NFL. And it made me think that why not work with the NFL and college players that sign with Power 4 conference teams in Notre Dame become members of the NFLPA at that point. And they're now members of the NFLPA union, and let the NFLPA negotiate, how much is a salary cap in college and all of this and that.
Yeah, but I would assume the NFLPA wants nothing to do with this. It's just more of a headache.
Yeah, it's more members for them.
It'd be more money for them.
Yeah. So
more members, more money, more problems.
But
Lance is right, more problems.
Do they also share the benefits?
they'd have to. Yes, there would have to be. Well, the shared benefit for the NFLPA, their benefit is their players, their representatives, the ones they represent, I should say. Their players getting the best deals possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, but by the way, I don't think any of the NIL guys, like if I was Darian Mensah, I wouldn't want any kind of attachment. Like I'm free and clear. I basically control. I've got all the leverage right now. And once you get into a players association, although you've got benefits there, you are contractually going to be binded sometimes, and these guys aren't.
Oh, no, it will absolutely cut out the top end, and it'll raise the bottom. It'll cut out the top end. And you'll be meeting in the middle.
Yeah.
The Mensahs of the world who every year can bounce around and make an extra $1 million or $2 million, that would get eliminated. You're absolutely right.
But Colin, I just don't think a realistic salary cap in college football, an enforceable realistic salary cap, ever exists. Because sure, you can stop teams from having you can limit them to X amount that runs through the school NIL, but all they got to do is say, hey, go talk to Lance Taylor at Lance Taylor Chevrolet. He is there. Lance Taylor Toyota. He's big booster. Get you in a car.
Yeah.
How are you going to ever stop that?
Well, we never did before. And
the NFL does it, by the way. Jackson Dart at the Giants can probably get better endorsement deals than Teddy Bridgewater at the Cardinals.
Yep. Well, that's why people oftentimes have signed with Los Angeles and New York.
No doubt.
Big media markets. Speaking of big money, another big one happened yesterday after we tell you about our friends at Crane U.
Our friends at Crane U want to remind you, if you are interested or curious about a career in the crane industry, the first big step is always getting certified, becoming compliant. Crane U is here to guide you every step of the way, from first-time operators to seasoned professionals seeking the recertification. Their industry-leading training programs are built for all experience levels, backed by a team with over 100 years of combined real-world expertise. Crane U delivers the knowledge, hands-on skills, and confidence you need to succeed in the field. Inspections, training, certifications, whatever you need, Crane U's got it handled. When you talk to Francis or Nicole, make sure you tell them the next round sent you. For more information, craneu.com. That is craneu.com.
By the way, according to Yahoo, the average NBA team patch on the jersey in the NBA brings in between $8 and $10 million a year. That's in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because, the NBA is playing 82 games.
I was about to say that.
At least just in the regular season.
So I think the largest one is the Clippers, $13 million. Visit Canada is on their jersey.
So
Visit Canada.
You're getting really 8 times the exposure in the NBA to what you get in college football.
17 million is the one with Ohio State, and then yesterday beating that one that held the record for a day. SoFi signs on with Notre Dame, and they'll be on Notre Dame jerseys. SoFi will.
Yeah.
$18 to $20 million a year this deal is.
Brown told me this, and
your reaction was perfect.
If I'm in USC's, UCLA, more so USC's camp, how in the hell did you guys not sell this?
They have a stadium literally in our city, guys. How did we not get this one?
Well, I don't need to advertise.
Well, that's probably what SoFi would say.
Yeah.
And SoFi would probably also say Notre Dame's a more national brand.
If I'm SoFi, I would gravitate to the more national brand.
Yeah, but also, you have the religious tie-in with Notre Dame and all that. So there's different legs to Notre Dame, and it is a brand, and it's gonna be really good this year too. That SoFi is going to be all the way to the national championship game. A lot of people believe.
Now, the NBA, can they negotiate their own deal?
I think so.
Yeah, the reason I asked that is because obviously you'd rather be with the Lakers or the Spurs than you would be the Hornets.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Or the Pelicans.
Yeah, that's not a universal deal. It's each individually negotiated. And then there's, before we take a break, get to Daniel Jeremiah, as we head to break here, money, man. At Texas A&M, they have these new game day suites that are just a minute's or a few minute walk to the stadium. Look at this. They built these suites. The nice yard, the 50, 100 yards in the middle there. These suites, you rent them out for the weekend. You stay there, the game day suites in Aggie Land, and they're open for reservations. They've been built and ready to go for this year.
Okay, how much is one of these suites for a weekend?
I did not see a dollar figure. Forrester, did you see a dollar figure on this?
Well, they always throw the Alamite, just one of these random new hotels in downtown Tuscaloosa. It's a 3-night minimum. I think it's $1,200 a night. So if you're getting like between $3,000 and $4,000 for a 3-night weekend at one of these hotels, what in the hell is this thing costing?
Oh, it's got to be a lot. I don't know how many each suite seats. But this is, Brown brought this up last week. Tennessee's building these like at Truist Park, and this is another way for the schools to make money. Game day suites at Aggieland. I'll see if on the other
here
side.
We go.
Okay.
Each suite is priced at $562,500, and a reservation requires a fully refundable deposit of $5,625.
I'm in.
Well, at least the deposit's refundable.
Wait, so $562,000 for the season
or year?
I don't know.
It's got to be.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's still going to be $75,000 a game.
All right, let's work our way to Daniel Jeremiah now here, brought to you by our friends at Michelson, and we'll go straight to DJ here. Tell us about Michelson, and we'll talk a little NFL football.
Yeah, 205-969-8100, the number I called way back in 2003. I wore contacts for about a decade, was wasting money each and every year on those contacts. Went to see Dr. Mark Michelson, got the procedure done. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. 2015 vision, better than 2020. Make the phone call that I made. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with that hassle-free consultation. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
All right, Daniel Jeremiah, NFL Network and ESPN with us now on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. 1 week from tomorrow night is the NFL game, the NFL start, the Hall of Fame game, I should say. Welcome in, DJ. How are you?
I'm doing great, boys. Are we I think if we put all our money together, can we get one of those A&M suites?
Yeah, for one weekend.
Hang out?
Yeah, one weekend.
Yeah.
Who's their throwaway game?
One weekend.
Yeah, it would need to be a throwaway game.
Yeah,
the
directional school.
Directional school.
You know, back spring break days, DJ, I'm sure you took part in some of this, and we'd all pitch in, and there'd be like 10 guys in one room, and that was a big no-no. I wonder what A&M's limit is with all these billionaire oil guys, like what they would think if we had like 10 guys chop it up every weekend.
Yeah, that's a great call. I remember going through, by the way, side note, I'm totally side note here, but I went through and they gave me a tour of their stadium. This is like 6-7 years ago. And they were showing me I had spoke to the team and then they were just touring me around the stadium. So we go to the suites and like the one at the 40 was like mahogany wood and it was dialed. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I don't remember which team, but I said, so who owns this suite? He said, it was an owner of a Major League Baseball team. And I go, he couldn't get the one at the 50? So he doesn't have that kind of money.
Wow. I mean, that's insanity.
Yeah. The one on the 50 has an oil pump in it. Yeah.
Hey, one of the big off-season stories is Aaron Donald, the Rams, what they've actually been able to put together. And I saw one of your colleagues, Louis Riddick, this morning. He was asked for a bold prediction, and he was like, Aaron Donald comes back and wins the Defensive Player of the Year. That sounds absolutely insane, but do you ultimately think he comes back, and what kind of impact will he have now when you look at Fisk and you look at Turner and you obviously look at Myles Garrett? I mean, he should get a lot of situations where he's going to get, instead of getting doubled and triple team, which we saw 3 or 4 years ago, he should get some one-on-one situations.
Yeah, I mean, look, what he accomplished as a player is ridiculous, and who he was as a player is insane. And I want to say that up front because I know how great you are, how unbelievable you are to take that time off and to come back into a combat sport in a combat position that he plays. Man, that's a lot to ask for him to be at that type of a level. I would be more inclined to say, hey, he comes back, maybe that decision gets made somewhere towards the back end of training camp. We're going to take the first month of the season and not even going to play him at all. We're just going to kind of get him in shape. Then we're going to sprinkle him in, and then we want him to be an effective, pass rusher and give us 20, 30 snaps. You don't even really need more than that. I mean, this team was right on the doorstep last year, so I don't think they need him to be an NFL Defensive Player of the Year type player, and I sure as heck wouldn't want to ask that of him in terms of just the play time it would require to win such an award. To me, it would be more like this guy's coming in. Maybe he used to be a starter. Now he's a reliever. Like, he's going to come in and give us those closing snaps with Myles Garrett to close out games and some big third downs.
I'm a Buccaneer fan, so I'll ask you these two questions. I'm okay with Vita Vea being shipped somewhere else. Tell me why I'm not wrong about that. And then is Baker Mayfield really worth the contract he's wanting by the numbers that you see? I know he's our best option. He's a lot of winning football with his age, his body, and his style of play. Is he worth the money he wants?
I'm more inclined on the Baker thing to ride it out. I just think it makes sense for everybody. And then Baker, to have a chip on his shoulder has usually been when he's at his best anyway. So I think you get the best out of him, and then at that point in time, you can see what you want to do with him, and maybe the money goes up. But I'd much rather have a motivated Baker, and that be my situation versus paying him early and then regretting it a year from now. So to me, I think it makes sense for Tampa to ride that one out. The Vita Vea thing's tough just because there's so few guys like him, and I don't know. Are you going to be able to get the value in return? Like, to me, you look at Dexter Lawrence went for the 10th pick in this last draft, and Vita Vea is, as dominant when he's on his game as Dexter is. So, are you going to be able to get that type of a return? That would be my only question. It's just, there's so few of those guys. I mean, Parcells used to talk about it, like the planet theory. There's only so many guys on the planet that are this size and this athleticism. So, I don't know. I would not want to move him. I wouldn't. I would try and see if you can make peace here.
Yeah, they're coming from a guy who, by the way, could end up in a Chargers uniform, though. Be a pretty good piece for the LA Chargers.
That would be fun to watch.
Yeah,
it would be fun to watch. I saw their team mentioned, but they've got some stuff they've got to get accomplished here too. They've got Tui Pelotu, who's due for an extension, so they've got to figure out a way to get that done.
All right, Lance goes Rams. Dunaway goes Buccaneers.
Here come the Dolphins.
Could the Dolphins win the SEC this year? Could they, if the Dolphins win the SEC? Could they? Let me ask you a former Dolphins player. One of the first tweets I see this morning is from Adam Schefter that Tua Tagovailoa not practicing today due to a sore back. Michael Penix not practicing today due to a knee injury. Who could have seen this coming with those two quarterbacks, DJ? I mean, do you get the gut that this is what plagues them all year long?
It doesn't leave me with a lot of confidence as we're getting to the start line here. I still think Tua, I don't know what the extent of where he is with this latest injury. But I still think if they both get to opening day healthy, I think Tua is going to end up winning that gig. I just think in terms of just being able to operate it efficiently and those things, I think they'll give him an opportunity to see what he can do. They have a lot of other pieces in place. I mean, you've got, receivers, tight ends, elite running back. They got to get him signed. That's on the to-do list. But man, it's hard when you've got, what was the old saying? Like, if you got two quarterbacks, you've got none.
Yeah.
Well, what if you have like two broken quarterbacks? Like, what is that?
Is that one? You put the pieces together, you get one?
Yeah,
they literally have none on the field today.
Rarely do we ever have a situation going into camp where you have a quarterback battle that it's good in the NFL. But I'll ask you about the other three teams that have that going on outside of the Falcons. The Vikings. We know O'Connell is really good with any quarterback he has. The Browns and the Raiders. I know Clint Kubiak came out and said, at least right now, Cousins is our one. We'll see how it plays out. But if I fast forward to October, give me the Vikings, Browns, and Raiders starting quarterbacks.
Yeah, October, I'll say Kyler gets the year. So I'll say Kyler rolls through the whole year. I'll say Kirk Cousins with the Raiders. I think he gets you past the 10-game mark. I think we'll maybe see Mendoza a little bit. I don't think they want to see him a lot this year. I really do think they want to redshirt him. They believe that's best for him. I don't think they'll make it through the whole year, but October, I think it's still Kirk Cousins. The Browns one is interesting. I think Watson gets the nod to start. And then depending on how they're going, if they're winning, then I think he could keep it, but I'm a little skeptical there. So I'll say he starts the season, but it's only going to be a handful of games. So that's right about, mid-October. I think we see Shunnarah.
I almost showed my age here by saying NFC Central.
That's right. Black and blue.
I feel like the NFC North.
Wow.
I know it's a long time ago. The NFC North, to me, seems to be the most competitive division. Would you agree with that? If not them, then who?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always said both North divisions were the two that there's just a lot of contenders and a lot of stuff going on and good teams. But I would give the nod to the NFC. I'm a believer in Chicago. I think some people think, okay, it's just repeatable. Caleb, there's so much off schedule stuff. Can you rely on that going forward? I think I thought he was better last year, took fewer sacks. I think you see that continue to improve. He plays a little bit more on schedule this year, and another year in that Ben Johnson offense. I think they're going to be dynamic. And then you look at Detroit, they got to get Gibbs done. They'll get that contract squared away. I worry a little bit about the defense and the secondary, but I still think they're going to be really, really good. Minnesota, we talked about Kyler, and then Green Bay, just stay healthy. If they stay healthy with their offensive line, they're right there. So if I was stacking them right now, I would go Bears for me. I would go Packers 2. I would go Lions 3, Vikings 4.
Growing up, was it stranger to you guys that the Buccaneers and the Packers, the Battle of the Bays, were in the same division? Or the Braves were in the division with your Dodgers and DJ's Padres?
That's where the Falcons were, too.
But it didn't feel as weird with the Falcons for some reason. I don't know why.
But Cincinnati's more east, isn't it? I would have to look. I mean, it's
then
close.
What?
Than Atlanta?
Maybe.
I mean,
that was those are weird divisions back then, DJ.
Yeah, there's some good fights back in those Padre Braves days, by the way.
Oh,
Like bench clearing, literally 30-minute baseball fights. We don't get those anymore.
We do not get those anymore. Daniel Jeremiah is with us at Move the Sticks on social media, and he is with the NFL Network and ESPN. He's on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline. DJ spent some time in this state. Yeah, you've seen a Shunnarah billboard in this state once, haven't you?
Yeah, once or twice.
Yes. There are a lot of people in this area that are maybe not Texans fans, but they're D'Amico Ryans fans, and we all respect the job he does. Defensively, they're as good as anybody. Quarterback-wise in the postseason, they were not. Can C.J. Stroud, I mean, how much better does he have to be for them to be what Dunaway thinks they are, which is a Super Bowl contender this year?
Yeah, the defense is elite. And I just think they need to get, he's played to the acceptable level. I've seen him do it in the first round of the playoffs, firsthand against the Chargers a couple of years ago. So he has had those moments. It's just, that was a clunker in the New England game. So they changed the offensive line around. They brought in a lot of new pieces. Personally, when I look at it, I don't know that it's a lot of upgrades there. I think you took a lot of C students and replaced them with a lot of C students and just kind of changed the names around a little bit. But I don't know. He looks like he's dialed in. I saw the haircut. He's like got the short haircut. He looks like he's dialed in and focused. He's got a new contract he can play for as well. I believe he's got it in him to play at the acceptable level they would need to get to a Super Bowl. That's how good that defense is for me. I'm almost more concerned about the offensive line in front of him than I am about him. And getting Tank Dell back will be big. And the receiving core, all of a sudden you look up and they've got a nice receiving core. You add to the running back room. He's not my biggest concern. The offensive line is more so my biggest concern with the Texans.
The year you drafted Tank Dell and Tank Bigsby, what was your fantasy team name? I forgot.
Man. We're in a bad I don't know, we're in a bad place the last couple of years. I got to stop drafting these rookies, man.
Yeah.
I got to stop. But yeah, I was in the tank. What was it? I can't remember the actual name of the team, but
was it Tanks for Nothing, Tanks for Everything, or something like that?
Yeah,
Tanks for Everything.
It might have been. It might have been Tanks for Nothing. No, I'm thinking back on it. They didn't mean nothing. It was Bucky. Bucky sold me on Bigsby, so I was like, oh, the Jags. He sees them all the time, so I was all in on that. Tank Dell was good. They just got broken, but. That was a tough one.
So to me, the NFC East is really fascinating because, we went 20 years without a repeat champion until the last 2 years, and Philadelphia's kind of owned that division. But you look at what Dallas did defensively after trading Parsons. You look at Washington just 2 years removed from an NFC championship game, and they should have a healthy Jaden Daniels. And then you look at the momentum New York had last year with Dart and Scattaboo, and if Neighbors comes back 100% with all those closers on that defensive line, how does the NFC East shake out for you?
Oh, I think it's going to be really, really good. I mean, it actually, when we go through those teams individually like that, you perk up a little bit and say, okay, maybe the NFC North has some competition in terms of how competitive the division is going to be. The team in that I'm most interested with, I think, look, the Giants are going to be better. I still don't think they're going to be a playoff caliber team. I think they're going to be a better team. I think the Cowboys and the Eagles, I feel like you know exactly what you're getting, and they're going to go at it. I think the team with the most movement potential there is Washington. Just because if you get Jaden Daniels healthy and gets back to playing the way he was, and it'll be a new setup for him here, with play caller and hopefully they keep everybody healthy, including him. But they have the most variance. Like I could see them if we went to the end of the season and they're right in it to win the end of the year, that would not surprise me. But I feel like the Cowboys and the Eagles are going to be double-digit win teams.
All right, Daniel Jeremiah. He is at Move the Sticks on social media. See him on the NFL Network and ESPN throughout the NFL season. And he's already evaluating those college players for the draft. Is there one? We'll leave you with this. One guy that has jumped out at you yet that you've looked at and you're like, wow, I did not realize that guy was that good.
It's a great question. I've done a ton of the quarterbacks. So, that's where I've kind of started on that process. The kid that get this, the receiver at Ohio State's pretty good. So you
good call on that one. Yeah, good call on that.
That was
when does Ohio State ever have good receivers though? So that's
go figure. Going through I'll just stick with the quarterbacks. The kid at NC State's interesting. I mean, he's ginormous. He's like 6'7" beanpole, but he's got some ability. He's an intriguing guy. That's one that, kind of stood out to me. My favorite one to watch, though, of all the quarterbacks, he's not my highest rated one. That's Dante Moore. But there's no more fun tape in all this quarterback class to watch than Trinidad Chambliss. Like, he's the most fun. Like, I got a call from an agent the other day. It was, they were kind of in on him, I guess, and asking, what do you think? And I'm like, if he's like, do you think he could be a first-round pick? And I go, if Bryce Young can be the first overall pick, yes, he can be a first-round pick. I think he is talented. He is tiny, and I'm worried about that. But that is the most fun quarterback to watch that I studied this summer.
All right, he's Daniel Jeremiah. Get more of that year-round with him. Thank you, DJ. Have a great week.
All right, boys. See you.
All right, thank you, Daniel Jeremiah on the Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys Hotline.
All right, working our way to our 40 and 40 here today as we continue our countdown, brought to you by our friends at Hoover Toyota.
If you're in the market for new or pre-owned, whether it's a car, SUV, or truck, our friends at Hoover Toyota, they've got you covered. Stop and see them, conveniently located on Highway 150, or you can view that inventory today at hoovertoyota.com.
All right, we continue our countdown as we work our way into the top 25. Today we're in at number 23. Let's get away from the black and yellow. Give me a little Rocky Top Tennessee, voted on by our fans. They come in at number 23. Here's Josh Heupel talking about their biggest question. Who the heck's going to play quarterback on Rocky Top?
One of the bigger questions I had this time last year was your quarterback room, and Joey answered that in a big, big way. And
you have the same question?
I have the same questions, Coach. Yeah. So tell me about your quarterback room and what do you like about it?
Yeah, there's going to come a day where I come back in here and we got a return starter. It's been 5 years here, and I was talking with Bill Martin, our sports information director, and 7 out of the last 9 years, we've had a new starting quarterback in our history with our staff, and 7 out of the last 9 years, we've been top 10 in the country in scoring too. So we have 2 young guys that are competing at a really high level. They've continued to grow. There's a lot on their plate. Look forward to seeing them learn it, earn it, and take a job during the course of training camp. I think that's important for his teammates to see that, garner that trust and respect from the other guys that you're going to be on the field with. But excited about who we have.
Yeah, that's the way you do it. Now, this Tennessee team's a big question mark for a lot of people.
Well, Jim Knowles coming in and taking over this defense. I mean, you just assume the defense is going to be airtight. Deshaun Bishop, an 1,100-yard running back coming back.
Love him.
Got Braylon Staley, one of the better receivers in the SEC. And it's going to come down to Faison Brandon, George McIntyre. How good are those quarterbacks, or how good will one of the quarterbacks be? I've got a lot of confidence in Josh Heupel. He just has productive quarterbacks. Now, does he get back to double digits? 2 of his last 4 years, he's had double-digit wins. Over the last 5 years, Tennessee has the last 4 years, I should say, Tennessee's got the 5th most wins in the SEC. Only Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Texas are in front of them.
Wow.
Yeah, so, I mean, Heupel's done a good job, and I think we're sleeping a little bit on Tennessee this year because it's the one team, it's that in-between. It's like the 7 teams that could do it, then Tennessee, and then the other teams that can't do it.
Yeah, you just pray, whether it is McIntyre or Faison Brandon, he tears it up against Furman in that first game, because if he does not, now you're going on the road to Georgia Tech, and you don't know who your starter is. And I don't know what you do there. Do you start the other guy and see if he tears it up against Georgia Tech? That is a very losable game for them against Georgia Tech. And if you don't have either one of those guys take that job by the stranglehold and you're still in Atlanta not knowing who your starter is, it's going to come at you pretty fast after that.
Yeah, would be surprised if they lost to Tech, because I look at this schedule, and I think outside of Alabama, they've got, as far as contenders are concerned, they've got maybe the easiest schedule this year. I think they could be favored in 10 games.
Wow.
When you go through, there's a schedule. I think literally they could be favored in 10 games. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to go 10-2, but I think they could be favored in 10 games.
Dog to Texas at home.
Yep.
Week 4, and dog to Alabama at home?
Nope.
At A&M. At LSU, or LSU, at A&M?
Yep. I think both Alabama and LSU, they could be short favorites.
Yeah. You're not saying they will be. You're just saying if everything breaks right for them, they could be.
I would be really surprised if they're a favorite in College Station, and that early in the season, I would be surprised if they're favored against Texas.
Since the blowout loss in the playoffs at Ohio State, there's been nothing that's been really exciting, positive, good news for Tennessee. They've had the quarterback leave, and tough loss to Georgia, sort of a mediocre year last year, mediocre offseason.
I think the best news is Jim Knowles.
Yeah. That is great news. That is great news. He has proven track record.
Because I mean, again, 4 of the last 5 years, they've had a top 20 offense. If you have a top 20 offense with a Jim Knowles defense, that recipe with this schedule should equate to 9, maybe 10 wins. And again, I think we're sleeping on Tennessee a little bit.
Some say that system, though, works against the defense, and that it works against having a top 20 defense.
Right.
And that's one of the things Auburn fans will have to see with DJ Durkin and Alex Golish. But it has been the case at Tennessee that wide choice offense can work against a good defense.
Yeah, because what happens is it's either a quick 3 and out or a quick touchdown.
Quick score, and you're back on the field either way. It doesn't matter. At least one way, you're back on the field with 7 more points behind you.
Yeah. It's on the positive side.
Yeah.
4 downs today, brought to you by our friends at Central Alabama Asphalt. Tell us about those great folks there at Central Alabama Asphalt.
Yeah, you ride the beautiful roads of the great state of Alabama, and you'll see a lot of road work going on. Many times you're seeing our friends from Central Alabama Asphalt doing that work. They do a lot of the big federal government, state government, municipal government roadway projects. But that doesn't mean they don't have time for your project. They've got time for that parking pad at your house, the driveway at your house, the parking lot at your church, your community center, your store, or something like that. It is the same quality, same no excuse standards, same crews, no matter the size of the job. So for an estimate for any job, big or small, call 205-349-0910 or Central Alabama Asphalt.com.
First down.
Current job longer, Josh Heupel or Kalen DeBoer?
Ooh, that's a toughie.
I don't like the way Kalen DeBoer has become Gus Malzahn on our 4 downs. In our old radio days, before we came over here, there was one summer where it was somebody and Gus Malzahn, and Gus Malzahn. I can't remember who that was, but what year that was. But there was 1 year.
All right, DeBoer just got a contract extension.
It was during the pandemic. I remember.
Was it during the pandemic? Well, hey, he was right. Because that's when
there
Malzahn lost his
is
job.
not as much expectation
No.
for the Tennessee Volunteers.
DeBoer just got that extension, so that buyout just went up, a $2 million raise. That is going to lock him in whether he needs to get fired or not, and I don't think he'll need to. But it's still going to give him plenty more leash.
Would you guys give me like Heupel gets leash as long as they are around the college football playoff?
Yeah.
DeBoer has to make noise and to ultimately win a championship. So I think it is a completely different job right now.
I think 3 years from now, both guys are still there.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I think Heupel actually, he's got to get a personal trainer or something though. He scares me to death.
Jeez.
Yeah, weight wise.
I mean, he looks rough. He really does.
It's sad.
And I like
starting to
Heupel.
get the jaws like Droopy Dog
He
from
is,
the old cartoons.
But with health and everything, I've just got a feeling because the expectations are different. I think Heupel will be there longer.
You think Heupel will be there?
I do.
And people still say, well, if Venables gets fired at Oklahoma, that you don't know the history there. I mean, I don't know that Heupel leaves Tennessee for Oklahoma.
Well, and it's been 20 years since they actually pushed Fulmer out.
Yeah.
And I think since that time, they're like, damn, we had a pretty good coach. So I don't think if you're Tennessee, you want to make a move. I mean, Heupel's a good coach.
I'm going to say DeBoer. I think he'll be successful, and he's got that new contract.
Yeah, Droopy Dog is who you're looking at here.
Yeah. He's starting to get those jowls. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Droopy Dog's got Elko's gut, though.
Because of my age, Instagram, or TikTok, one of the two, I'm getting a heavy feed of now there's some ointment or whatever, gel I can put on this part of my body to tighten it up, because apparently it's one big muscle right here that I did not know that. So I'm not going to do that, by the way.
Hey, speaking
because
of
I ordered some sunglasses on either TikTok or Instagram the other day. And when I say other day, 3 months ago, and have they come in yet? No.
No, they have not. Yeah.
That's dangerous, ordering sunglasses online without trying them on.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, you mentioned your age.
$19 though, so.
Or just sunglasses off of TikTok.
Yeah.
Those lenses could be magnifying glasses.
Yeah,
and you just walk outside and you're fried immediately.
I'm on my 4th bottle of water this morning, and I couldn't decide whether to go to the bathroom at 10 o'clock or not. So I was like, I'll wait till 10:30.
I did the same thing.
And Dunaway is just pushing me.
I do the same thing. Yes, I do the same thing. So, Tyler, if you could hit second down, please. Well, let's go to the hurry up offense.
Oh, wait. I literally had to send a text because we gave the wrap because we were going to take a break there, and then you're like 2 more questions over.
I asked one more question.
You and
I
Daniel
thought it was a
started
good answer.
conversation.
Trinidad Chambliss.
Hit second down.
Scott will send that out later.
Second down.
Piss myself here. What happens first? Tennessee wins a college football playoff game, or the Tennessee Titans get back to the NFL playoffs?
I actually think the Titans have I'm big on bullish, I guess I should say, on their future.
I like Cam Ward.
I
really
do too.
And I like Robert Saleh.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's a good coach. So I am going to take the Titans in this one, actually.
I buy the coach more than I do the quarterback, but I think the quarterback's fine as well. But it's hard to imagine that Tennessee, especially if we go to 16 or 24, misses it. And I think the Texans, I know everybody keeps saying the Texans aren't going to be good. I think C.J. Stroud figures this thing out, and the Texans still are going to be pretty good.
I think Texans, Colts, and Jags are all good, so I still think Tennessee's the worst team in the division.
I'm going to go Vols.
I think I'm going to go Vols too. I don't feel good about either, but I'll go Vols.
Third down.
This is the question that actually led to our blind resume, but what was more surprising, or what is more surprising, that Florida hasn't won a conference championship since 2008, or Ohio State hasn't won one since 2020?
That is it's a news flash on Ohio State.
Yeah, I think Ohio State actually surprises me more than Florida.
I mean, pandemic against Northwestern, and then played Alabama.
You
obviously,
at least with Florida, like, okay, how do you explain it? Well, there was a guy named Nick Saban in the conference, but with Ohio State, how do you explain it?
You don't. You've been the most consistent flagship program during that time in that conference. But 21 was Michigan, 22 was Michigan, 23 was Michigan. They won 3 straight.
I think they did. 24 was Oregon.
25 was Indiana.
Penn State didn't win one in that window? I thought when was Franklin? So
2016 was his.
It was 16. Yeah. Wow, it's been that long ago.
Oh, wow, that's a very NFC Central thought by you.
4th down.
Geddy Lee of Rush fame, 73 years old. I never liked that band. Older brother loves them. Dak Prescott, 33. Better career, Geddy Lee or Dak Prescott?
Geddy Lee, because he was in Rush. Dak Prescott was not in Rush.
Yeah, but he's not.
Geddy Lee's never quarterbacked the Dallas Cowboys.
Rush is still better.
And he's not the most. I don't think he's the most famous Rush. I think most people say Neil Peart's the most famous Rush member.
Well, yeah, because he's one of the best drummers
of all time. Yeah. So I'll go Dak.
I mean, Rush has had
They've had a good career.
I can't stand
best
the
Canadian
music.
band of all time, right?
Hey, I'll go Dak because he wasn't in Rush.
Yeah, but you can go Geddy because he didn't play for the Cowboys. Too.
I'll go Dak because he's never uttered these 2 words, Tom Sawyer.
Never liked that song.
I didn't know you guys were such Rush
I'm not a Rush
haters.
hater. I did not like Tom Sawyer, though. That was not my favorite song.
Awful.
I mean, that's definitely not their best song.
No.
Well, what's their best song?
Limelight.
Spirit of the Radio is pretty good. 2112.
Yeah, I'm not going to go deep cuts on Rush.
They put together whole albums.
It's funny. My older brother spent all this money to go see their final concert ever in Vanderbilt, and guess what they're doing? Touring again. You ever hear that?
That's right. Yeah, more money.
By the way, the robot says, I asked Rush a good band or not. Yes, Rush is widely considered an exceptional, good, and legendary rock band.
Okay.
High-level musicianship, complex arrangements, and massive commercial success.
I only enjoy them in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
You can
No,
have.
I'm sorry. It's I Love You, Man. It was the other.
You can have all those
They're a big
elements
part of
and
that.
still suck, right?
Yep, you can.
Yep. Not a fan.
That's all I got.
Yep. That's the 4 downs today. Brought to you in part by our friends at New York Butcher Shop.
New York Butcher Shop, great place to pick up the best in meats, from the ribs, the chicken, the steak, the pork. Also, the in-house sides made fresh every single day. The deli sandwiches, which are great for lunch or dinner. Fantastic selection of fine wines and desserts. 2 locations. Cava Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone. Rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
Hey, Central State Bank. It is the bank large enough to meet every need you have, small enough to know you, because they are a community bank. And let me tell you something else they do with schools starting back both collegiately and your high schools and maybe even your middle schools. How about smart grades, deserving smart rewards? Central State Bank is helping young achievers save for the future, 1A at a time. Open a Young Savers account for that middle school or high schooler in your life. And when the grades roll in, send the grades over. Your student could earn up to $10 for A's and B's. That is banking that not only celebrates hard work, but builds lifelong financial habits. Family-owned, community-focused, Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
You know, sometimes injury attorneys get a bad rep, being called ambulance chasers, showing up to the accident scene before the EMTs get there. At Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys, this ain't that. We get enough cardio, no need to chase ambulances. Look, if you're injured in any type of accident, don't accept a dime from the insurance company. Hit up the gators of the litigation situation. Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Call 659-777-7777 or alexwins.law.
Call me, Alabama. Physical office location, Birmingham.
Sterling and the fine folks at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster want to welcome you in for a great lunch or dinner starting at 11 a.m. every day. Chicken that's brined overnight and cooked to order, and the taste of the Delta with those Delta recipe tamales. Champy's is perfect for all your tailgating needs this football season. You can also choose Champy's for your next party, wedding, or birthday. Great food, great people. Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster, and everything online at champyschicken.com.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Never miss anything from the next round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you catch every part of the next round. Listen anywhere in the world at any time on the Next Round podcast feed and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Thanks for always making the next round a big part of your day.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on The Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at The Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Final hour of the show always brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and Megan. Let Megan make you one of those Tyler-specific cocktails for you during happy hour. Sterling brines that chicken overnight with all the great spices. It's cooked to order. It's piping hot. It's juicy down to the bone. I'm a big 2-breast guy. Love the in-house made sides to go along with it. And the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales is all at Champy's Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster.
All right, let's go to Chicago. Big Ten Media Days. Our buddy Fitzsimmons there with ESPN. He joins us now. What is up, Fitzy? How are you up there in the Windy City?
Boys, I'm doing well, to say the least. And by the way, Dunaway, I understand that you don't believe that I actually read the Odyssey. I've heard that from Danny Cannell. So, hey, you are so full of you know what. The Iliad and the Odyssey are 2 of my favorite books ever known to mankind.
Yeah.
And for everybody going, hey, don't ruin the ending for me. It was written in the 8th century before Christ. I mean, what do you mean ruin the damn ending?
Yeah.
It was translated to modern day languages, and said the 1700s. So for all you inbreds that are going, don't ruin the ending for me, you've had plenty of time.
Yeah, if you're worried how
brother art thou. There you go.
How cultured Ian is. It's not only the Odyssey, but Army Navy's the best rivalry in college football, right?
You're damn right it is, LT. You're damn right it is, man. Which, by the way, I thought about you last night. So I'm going to dinner. I'm not going to name drop on you, but I'm going to Gibson's on Rush. If you've ever been to Chicago, it's one of the great steakhouses.
How do you get a reservation during media days, though? Because everybody goes there.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that off air. But anyway, so I go in and look, man, I love to cook. You guys know that. I got convinced and talked into by our server to have the whitefish over the steak. It was overcooked. I was so disappointed. I screwed up. I mean, awful order. Should have gone, with the charred mammal flesh over the fish. I screwed up. I'm still regretting it. I'm disappointed in myself.
Listen, I didn't cuss your name. I didn't say bullshit on Highway 280 when I was driving in on the Odyssey.
Yeah, you did.
But
Yeah,
no, wait. I'll tell you the one that got me. The Iliad, I looked out the window and said, "Is he for real?" I was in the car by myself. But when you said your third favorite book was Catcher in the Rye, I said, that is bullshit. That is bullshit.
Hey, I can identify with the Ackley kid. I'm sorry, man. I got shipped off to boarding school, so I completely
I've tried it twice, and I put it down both times.
Hey, look. The one line in the Catcher in the Rye from Salinger, that's the author, by the way, for people who may not be understanding what we're talking about here. J.D. Salinger, one of the great authors who disappeared off the face of the planet after his second book. But anyway, when the phrase, "he kills me," that's what drives a lot of people away from the Catcher in the Rye, because that was his catchphrase. The guy kills me. It kills me. That he kills me. She kills me. So there you go. I understand it. But I identify with the Ackley kid. There you go.
To close the circle here, do you have dinner plans tonight? I ask this because I've got a golf.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've got
Go ahead.
I got a golf buddy here in town that owns a steakhouse in Chicago that he said that people and some of my other golf buddies that have eaten there like it's better than Gibson's. So, and I've had Gibson's and I liked it. I got steak and not white.
Is it Chicago cut?
No.
Okay.
But I'll text you.
Text me. Yeah, I'm right now. I'm scheduled to go. I'll name drop on you this one.
Okay.
I got invited. Pat Chun, the AD at Washington, and Jed Fish, head coach, going to dinner with them tonight. There you go.
Oh, Jed Fish. Lance is high on Jed Fish. Tell him a guy in Birmingham thinks they can win the conference.
I'm not high on Jed Fish.
Thinks they can win the conference.
Well, really? No, Rhino, you like the Huskies?
No. Lance does. Lance.
I think Washington could be a sleeper and possibly get to that game with the schedule. I don't think they will.
Not going to disagree. I'll give you another one, by the way, that has a quarterback like Williams, right? And a very favorable, on paper, schedule. Penn State.
Oh, yeah, Penn State schedule. I mean, avoid
Rocco
Ohio
Beckham
State, Indiana, and Oregon. Okay, I got to ask you about another team that finally needs to get there, because I don't know what the media there feels about this coach. And I try to compare him to somebody in the SEC, and the only guy I can come up with is Brian Kelly, because they came in at the same time, but he's been since fired, and that's Lincoln Riley. 11 wins to 8 wins to 7 wins, back to 9 wins, but there is no substance there. So, first of all, how do you think they'll do this year, and what is the media perception right now of Lincoln Riley going into year 5?
Has to win, LT. And I talked to him yesterday about that very thing, man. You got to replace Mekhi Lemon, one of the best wide receivers in all of college football. Eagles fans are going to love him. But he's got 2 youngins, one freshman and a sophomore, that are just lights out. Now, are they Mekhi Lemon? No, but, man, they're damn good. So that wide receiver room is deep. The O-line's back. You have a quarterback in Jaden Mayaba. The running back room is also deep. And he says it has to be the best defense that he's had, meaning athletically. Look, they're 2 D tackles they brought here yesterday. Boys, they don't look like 3 techniques. I mean, it looked like wide 9s. I mean, they are fit and big and angry, and they're tired of hearing about it. So, to your point, yeah, I mean, I'm going to go, and I know you were always fond of the men of Troy. This is by far, I think, on paper at least, the most talented and deepest team Riley has had, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
The man who has fish at both dinners in Chicago, one on a plate, and now Jed Fish in a chair.
You want to walk around, by the way? Look at this specimen right behind me. Look at this.
What do we got here? Who is that?
There's some nasty humans here. Jeremiah Smith earlier, dude, they spawned that guy in a lab. You want to take a lap? You want to go walk around?
Sure. Let's walk with Fitzy.
Let's go.
Can you answer questions while we walk?
Wait, who is your cameraman?
Yeah, who's running camera for you?
My guy Nick from Good Karma.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, Nick from Good Karma.
Nick.
Oh, I like these uniforms. Wait, stop at that USC uniform. Just get a gander at the best uniform in college football.
It's going to be at the other end, right? Yeah.
Oh.
Do they go white jersey or they go in?
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, UCLA looks good, too. Those are 2 good uniforms. Yeah.
We got over here. Well, I'm just looking for players or coaches for you guys. I can just go randomly interrupt.
Yeah. Not Bret Bielema. He hates the South now.
Yeah. Don't interrupt Tom
Dude,
Rinaldi.
I had a great visit with Bielema yesterday. Why are you hating on Bielema?
Yeah,
Hey,
he
so
hates the South.
last year it was in Vegas, right? I think Big Ten Media Days was in Vegas randomly because it's always in Chicago.
It was.
Yeah, how did that
It
go?
hurt me.
Yeah, I bet.
You weren't even with me for that one.
I can only imagine.
So, hey, by the way, now you're getting a feel. That was Radio Row, by the way.
That
The
was
difference
Radio
of Big
Row?
Ten,
Yeah.
That was Radio Row.
A little different,
That's
huh?
the difference between Big Ten and SEC right there. You just witnessed it. That was, Rhino, you sound shocked. That was Radio Row.
Okay,
I am shocked.
As you're walking, you've got a pretty good memory when it comes to stuff like this. The first time you ever sat down with Kurt Cignetti, what do you remember most?
He was an assistant at Alabama. I was there covering a practice. And he had a very similar attitude. Hey, Google me, right? I mean, that's Sig. He's here tomorrow. Look, everyone's getting, I think it's disrespectful to Indiana to say who's the next Indiana. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, LT.
No, Brown says it's Kentucky.
Well, no.
Whoa, what?
No.
Go ahead.
Dunaway asked if you identified this year's Indiana. It's pulling a name out of a hat because nobody identified Indiana. And I said, in the true spirit of that question, it would be Kentucky because they most match what
sense.
Indiana
Okay, that makes
was.
sense.
So I'm not saying Kentucky could do it, not at all. Though people are high on Stein, they really
Charles
like
Davis, ladies and gentlemen.
I
get it.
Charles Davis, nicest man in media.
Oh, here's Bruce Feldman over here. You want to go talk to Bruce real quick?
Yeah.
I think we talked to Bruce last week.
Bruce was on last week.
Yeah.
We can tell him hello again. Yeah.
There we go. Look, right here. Next round live. Yeah. No, right here. You're live.
Yeah.
There's Feldy. You know LT and the boys. You got a question? You want me to ask Bruce?
You got a question for Feldy? He was just
I'm dying to know, Bruce Feldman, if UCLA can get back close to what they used to be this year with Chesney.
That was Jim Dunaway asking, can UCLA get back to where they used to be with Chesney coming over from JMU?
Where they used to be. It's like maybe 7 or 8 wins. And they do that. Chesney has impressed all of them.
Really?
It's not Scott. Like signed back with GM, before JMU. He's got like a couple, West Coast roots with him, close water. It's just been energy and personality. And great workout.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know what he said. That's the worst audio we've had since me at Floribama. Is that
a little
fair?
choppy, a little choppy.
A little choppy?
Yeah.
We're a little choppy.
Yeah,
all right. Sorry, guys.
But tell Bruce we said hello.
We tried.
Yes. Yeah.
But they love you.
Well, you love Bruce. Bruce knows they love
You're
him.
big in Birmingham.
Yeah.
He even said
Anything
like
else?
he's English,
What else we got?
Yeah.
Matt Rule. We're big fans. You were the first to tell us that Matt Rule listened to our show when he was Baylor's head coach. We've sent him gear.
He loved the late, great Pat Dye.
Yep. He did.
Yeah,
How could you not?
The kicking game.
We all pull for Matt Rule. Matt Rule is such a likable guy. You know that. But, unfortunately, going back to Indiana, Nebraska fans are like, if Indiana can do it, why can't we do it? I mean, is this a pivotal year for Matt Rule?
Hell yes. Look, I mean, when you lose, royalty in Dylan Raiola, whose uncle was on the staff, and his dad is in the Ring of Honor, and he goes to sit and learn for a year at Oregon, with Dan Lanning and behind Dante Moore. You lose royalty, you better win, man. So yeah, and I love Matt Rule. You guys know that. I've known him a long time. But yeah, this is a pivotal year for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And again, you bring up Indiana, right? Well, what just happened? I mean, Nebraska's better at basketball than Indiana is, right? And Indiana's now better at football than Nebraska is. What the hell's going on around here? Right? So, I mean, this is a monster year for Matt Rule and the Huskers, without a doubt.
Did you notice this?
Yeah.
He's got an Oregon sweatshirt on if you can't see him.
I can't see him. Look. That's from the daughter, right?
Yep.
We appreciate it. Lance'sLock.com. We appreciate the fix, bud. Let's go.
That's his.
Maddie's, I hear Maddie's is better.
Maddie's
than yours,
is better than mine. She got the traditional Oregon colors with the sewn-on Oregon it's really good looking. So tell
It's
your
a
daughter
simple
we
little thank you
appreciate it.
gift.
Yeah,
That's all.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, that's the voice of the Dallas Mavericks right there. That's Mark Followell.
Oh,
Look
really?
at this guy.
Hey, Mark.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Mark Followell.
Hey,
Mark.
Mark.
Go, man.
Dusty, man. Here's your guy.
Hey,
Mark.
We're not hearing him either. Not going to hear Marcus.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
it's here, bud. It's all right.
that's
Go,
right.
go.
Go Taco Mama.
But I'm not.
Yeah, Mark Followell, voice of the Mavs.
He doesn't like Dusty May at all. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, yeah, that'd be breaking news. All right, Chicago Chop House. Friend of mine owns it. Chicago Chop House.
Try it.
Golf buddy of mine here in Birmingham. I've not eaten there personally. Comes highly recommended though.
I'm that guy, by the way, walking around and everyone's looking at me like, why is this dude screaming?
I know.
And it's just for you idiots. There you go.
I know.
So you
We
have it.
appreciate it. Thank you, Fitzy. Enjoy Chicago.
Yeah, enjoy the Pat Shun. I'm sure he's got some good Lane Kiffin stories, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's back in the hard charging days. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll bring that
Atlantic.
up at dinner right in front of Jed.
Yeah,
Be
have
perfect.
fun.
See you, buddy. Thank you.
Hey, boys.
All right, that is Ian Fitzsimmons, ESPN, with us live from Big Ten Media Days.
He had young Lane Kiffin and still on the sauce Steve Sarkisian, right?
At the same time.
No,
I mean, they were
no. So Pat Chun was at Florida Atlantic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the AD there.
So you were thinking back to the Pete Carroll days.
I thought he was on the USC athletic department.
Now, I do think Chun, before he left, he hired Dusty May, too. Chun, you talk about an athletic director that is hot right now at Washington, that's Pat Chun.
I mean, just look at the hires he had. Absolutely. Pretty cool. The show being brought to you today by our friend at Inverness Country Club. Tell us about Inverness, Brown.
You playing today?
ICCalabama.com. I am absolutely playing today. ICCalabama.com. Inverness Country Club is the place to go. If you're looking for a club home in the Birmingham area, 205-991-8608. That's the number to call our friend Aaron and set up a tour there at Inverness Country Club. 205-991-8608. ICCalabama.com. is the website if you want to see more. What you're going to see is a beautiful course, great clubhouse, the wonderful food. But the thing that makes Inverness is the people. The people make Inverness. Just fantastic people there. And you can see more by setting up a tour, 205-991-8608 or ICCalabama.com. The best days happen at Inverness Country Club.
Yeah, look, terrible in the middle of July if the AC unit goes out. The good news is you've got a name like Hemp Hill Services that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. I've got the guys coming out later today. Whether you experience any of the plumbing or cooling issues, home or business, they are ready to serve you. It's hard to stop a train. 205-229-2090. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
Really fascinating story. McAfee and Adam Schefter are talking about it now, but Kyle Shanahan came out to clarify the reports that, and the police report, I think, actually said that neither driver was at fault of that collision. But Shanahan now says it was his fault, the collision was. He told beat reporters he took his eyes off the road after he dropped his phone between seats. I had a friend that dropped her phone and went off the side of the road, reaching down in the floorboard trying to grab the phone. Let it stay there, folks. But the story also says that he almost lost his eye.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I saw Chris Sims is like really good friends with Shanahan and his wife called and immediately sent him pictures. And yeah, really, really close to losing the eye, which is kind of insane.
Which means you were pretty close to losing Kyle Shanahan, probably.
Oh, yeah. I think it was far more serious than maybe it initially appeared. And I think on the police report, they did list it as phone was in use at time of the accident. I know you said he dropped it, but he dropped it because he was using it.
Yeah.
And that put him at fault in the situation. And initially the police report. So as the
pretty crazy
layers have been
it,
peeled
though.
back here.
Most people wouldn't own it. Like, you know, there's a chance that cop could be a 49ers fan, and he's like, I don't see anybody at fault. And Shanahan's like, no, it's me.
Yep. I mean, it was a very, very serious story, obviously.
We're about to give you cut 17 and 18 from Big Ten Media Days, Lincoln Riley, to talk a little USC here. But one note, yesterday, Indiana got a top 5 quarterback commitment for 2028. So here we go. Now, you don't even have to maybe go to the portal here in the future. Lucas Prock, P-R-O-C-K, picked Indiana over Notre Dame, Ohio State, Michigan, and Florida. So now Sig's doing a little through recruiting as well. So a big future quarterback commitment there, a top 5 guy in the 2028 class at the quarterback position for Kurt Cignetti. Back to Big Ten Media Days. Lincoln Riley, cut 17 first. The first thing that he gets asked in Notre Dame, which is a Chicago town, gets asked about the Notre Dame rivalry and the Notre Dame series. Here's Lincoln Riley on that game not being played this year. 10 network coverage there. You saw at the bottom, Oregon at Penn State, Ohio State at Indiana. You throw the Notre Dame logo up there.
Oh, my gosh. They don't make the playoffs if you put the Notre Dame logo up there.
Let's just say that you pull out Louisiana, because I think that was the plug team. So, San Jose State, Fresno State, whatever. But, yeah, you've still got Oregon. You've got Washington at Penn State, Ohio State at Indiana.
You can't make the playoffs for that.
Yeah. I don't know if they're – I think this is going to be his best team. I really do. But even with the schedule they've got without Notre Dame, I don't know if they can navigate a 10-2.
Now, I know we say, boy, it's a tough-looking schedule, and it is a tough schedule. But is that not just an SEC schedule? Isn't that just what an SEC schedule looks like?
If you're hosting Oregon, that'd be hosting Georgia or Texas.
That's 3 top 5 teams.
Okay, but if you're hosting Oregon, that's hosting Georgia, Texas. If you're at Penn State, that's being at LSU.
Well, I just take Penn State off. Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon on what they're going to be this year.
You can't find 3 in the SEC.
That's Texas, Georgia, and Indiana. Because any of the other ones,
but it's not as good.
Yeah.
Who are the other ones?
So you don't think at Texas A&M, at Alabama,
there is not 3 teams that can match Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana.
Let me do this though. It's going to be harder to play at A&M and LSU than it is at Indiana. Now, the Indiana team's better. Yeah. The road atmosphere is more difficult, so that will even it up.
But I'm just saying, if you're going 3 for 3, you cannot find 3 teams in the SEC that match those 3 teams.
I'm inclined to agree with Lance.
Not even close.
I disagree. At the end of the year, there will be 3 teams.
At the end of the year, Oregon,
Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana will equal 3 SEC teams, Georgia, Texas.
It'll be very close.
So all we're doing, that does look like a monumental schedule. And the Penn State logo, they're not the same team as they were, but it's a good football team. It's right there with Alabama and,
disaster year last year, and they won 7 games.
Yeah, no.
And now you've got a better coach, you've got a better quarterback situation, and you've got more experience.
Is the USC Notre Dame issue, USC doesn't want to play the home game at the end of the schedule anymore.
Yeah,
and Notre Dame wants
it is the
there.
Timing of
they want to move both of them to the beginning of the year.
Right. Yeah. And Notre Dame's
week 1.
No, we like October, and then we like going to LA late in the year in that nice weather.
They want the tradition.
Right.
Because it's easier, truthfully, it's easier for Notre Dame as an independent to schedule games before everybody gets into their conference season.
Right.
Right? Which is the beginning of the year. That's why USC wants it. We're in our conference, man. We don't want to throw Notre Dame in the middle of Oregon, Penn State, Ohio State, and Indiana.
And Notre Dame's like, we don't care.
But I think it's
you're
college
in the middle.
Football fans. It is one of the great. You've got
I love it.
regional rivalries all over the place. This is a true cross-country rivalry. And would you guys sign up if they were like, okay, Labor Day every Monday or Sunday night, this is your game?
Yes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm okay moving it to week 1.
Oh, I am too.
Yeah. I am too. I
understand why they want to do it, and I understand why Notre Dame doesn't want to do it, the tradition of how they've done it, and it's tougher for them to schedule big games late in the year because people are in the middle of their conference. I understand what Lincoln Riley and them are doing,
but you're right.
Why they want it.
If I knew that was every Sunday night of Labor Day weekend every year, that'd be fantastic.
It would be, and who else would love that? Fox and or NBC, depending on where it's being played.
Yep.
Really interesting.
Do you think Clack gets a majority of those games? Well, I guess he can't get Oregon and Ohio State.
The only one he'll get is at Penn State and maybe at Indiana. Yeah.
Yep.
He'll get 2 of the 4.
Other 2 are USC. Cut 18, Tyler. Here's Lincoln Riley on what LT asked Fitzy from Big Ten Media Days on just the expectations this year.
So can you guys give me another coach going into year 10 that is viewed as a borderline elite coach making elite money with those 2 jobs that has never won a playoff game? He's never won a playoff game.
It was Brian Kelly until right? Did Brian win one?
I
don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But
these guys are always going to be linked.
He's out of the game now.
But I even think Lincoln Riley was in a better situation to do it with all those years at Oklahoma, winning 4 consecutive Big 12 championships. It's hard to be at Oklahoma and USC for 10 years and not win a college football playoff game.
I cannot think
with
of
the
one.
success he's had, he's won about 75% of his conference games.
Yeah, I cannot think of one.
Yeah, just running through my head.
You just don't get that time.
Yep.
Yeah, retrospect, I bet he wishes he would have stayed at Oklahoma.
Because Sark has won.
Sark has a playoff win. Dan Lanning has a playoff win.
Yep.
DeBoer's
got multiple playoff wins. I mean, truthfully, Lance, the best comparison would be James Franklin.
But he's got a playoff win.
That's true.
Two, I think.
Yeah, he's got more than Lincoln Riley. Yeah, you're right, because they beat they beat SMU
to me,
at
that
home.
is the craziest thing about Lincoln Riley is he's never won a playoff game.
I mean, but they beat SMU at home in Boise, in the Fiesta Bowl. He got them. The SMU one he deserves. The Boise one, that was because the seating was screwed up. He should not have been playing Boise
just
there.
Get there if you're Lincoln Riley and figure out who you're playing.
That's right. All right. Viewing menu today brought to you by our friends at Michelson Laser Vision. Tell us about Michelson, and Tyler will tell us what he's watching.
Yeah, if you wear contacts or glasses, you are wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. Make the phone call that I made in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in 1995. Along with Dr. Jen Michelson, they are the best in the business. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy for more information. MichelsonLaserVision.com.
Alrighty, so the only new release I have today is on, video on demand, where you can rent stuff on Prime that's just come out. The Death of Robin Hood from A24, featuring Hugh Jackman as Robin Hood and Bill Skarsgård as Little John. I thought it was pretty solid, and if you want to watch it at home, now you can.
I will pay $20 and watch it tonight.
Alrighty.
Lance is in.
On Hulu and Netflix, they've added Saturday Night to its catalog. Tensions run high as producer Lorne Michaels and a ferocious troupe of young comedians and writers prepare for the first broadcast of Saturday Night Live on October 11th, 1975. It's sort of a...
Didn't enjoy it. I thought the casting... the casting was interesting just watching certain people. Like the Chevy Chase guy, he was in something recently. I forgot what it was. Greg from Succession plays two different characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And
I just didn't think it was very good. Did you like it?
J.K. Simmons as Milton Berle was very odd, but I thought it was pretty good. It just sort of condenses all of the drama that went in to the couple months leading up to the first showing of SNL into one night.
Yeah, I thought it was over-sensationalized a little bit.
A little bit.
The whole Belushi and Chevy Chase.
Yeah, that was overdone.
Bill Murray.
But I thought it had some solid performances. The guy they cast as Chevy Chase looks exactly. like a young Chevy Chase.
And boy, I tell you, that's a difficult role for a lot of young actors just to be thrown into. You've got to emulate what this guy did. Because you're getting compared to Chevy Chase, but he does look just like him.
On on BBC America today at 4:45, you can watch a movie that you mentioned in our most recent episode of The Next Reel, where I review The Odyssey, and we both go through our favorite movies we saw over the summers as a kid. And that is Red Dawn from 1984. And then after that, you got Predator at 7:30.
First time I ever had gummy bears, Red Dawn, 1984. It really was.
Oh, gummy bears, not gummies.
Gummies.
No,
now we're talking 1984.
And then finally, I've been chugging right along with my Spider-Man rewatch, so I may revisit one of the Spider-Verse movies tonight, the animated adventure with the Miles Morales Spider-Man. You've got Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. So I may take a break since I've only been watching Peter Parker for the past week or so, and then get to Miles Morales over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm heartbroken because Jack informed me he's going to see Spider-Man with his girlfriend. And Jack and I, like the Tom Holland, when he took it over, like we have been there opening night. And I was like, we're not going. He was like, I'll go back and see it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with my girlfriend first.
Shot to the gut.
Yep.
Yeah, I understand, though.
Yeah.
I understand.
I understand.
I'm really looking forward to that.
I do too, man. I mean, again, I'm not a superhero guy at all, but like that is the perfect. How they cast Tom Holland for that role of Peter Parker was perfect.
Yep. Early reactions are saying that it's his best performance as Spider-Man and that this is one of the best Spider-Man movies ever made.
Well, he's become a hell of an actor. I mean, you can see it in The Odyssey. It's one of the bright spots to me about The Odyssey. Is Aunt May back?
Aunt May is still dead.
Okay.
So no
Still
Marissa
dead. You
Tomei.
never know in the Avengers, you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to be a character that they'll pull all the strings to resurrect, though, quite like an Iron Man or a Captain America.
Well, in the new Avengers, Robert Downey Jr. is back, and he's the villain.
Yeah,
Playing
Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
I'm not. I saw like 73% of Americans like Robert Downey Jr. I'm not a big fan.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And what do you think the percentage of Americans that like Morgan Freeman? I would have thought this is higher.
It's got to be close to 100. How would you not like
I would
him?
go with like 85.
How do you not like Morgan Freeman?
It was 83%.
Wow.
I mean, 17%. What do you got against Morgan Freeman?
I would think that Morgan Freeman is like everyone would like
who doesn't
Morgan
like
Freeman?
Morgan Freeman?
And that's all I got today.
That's what Tyler is watching, brought to you by our friends at Michelson. We'll do a little bit more in trash in the next segment, brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. Enjoy a great lunch, dinner, and in 31 days, all the great tailgating with wonderful Southern Fried Chicken, Highway 119 in Alabaster, champyschicken.com.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at ryanbrownlive.
Dump trucks, delivery vans, tankers, 18-wheelers, 35 types of commercial vehicles share the road with you every day. When one hits you, trust me, the company's lawyers are already moving. You should be too. Over $2 billion recovered. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys are ready to fight for you. Call 659-777-7777 or visit alexwins.law for your free case evaluation. Don't wait. Alexander Shunnarah trial attorneys. 659-777-7777. alexwins.law. Physical offices, Birmingham.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Final segment of the Next Round today. By the way, Ole Miss did formally sue their 2 former players who are at LSU, Princeville never say his last name right, Umamalea.
Sure.
And Devin Harper for breach of contract. They owe Ole Miss some of their NIL money back.
It's about $1 million, you know, and this is going to really set a precedent once somebody gets money back, because I think that's going to be a roadmap for some of these other schools that lose their guys. Look, and there's got to be, I know you've always talked about this, Brown, there's got to be repercussions. There absolutely has to be.
Well, I think it started with Mensa in Miami and Duke. I think them having to pay basically a buyout has opened the door with teams being more comfortable to do this.
Well, I think what teams quickly realize is we need to layer that into the contracts, which is what happened here, which is exactly how Ole Miss is going to be able to file this lawsuit, is it was in the contract. I don't think the debate is whether or not the money is actually owed. I think the debate is, or there's no debate, the money hasn't been paid.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's, if I understand the story correctly, I think it's pretty clear in the contract that if you leave without fulfilling this entire deal, you owe this amount of money. So the buyout is clear. Like you said, you always thought in this world that LSU would just give them the money to pay the buyout, which doesn't appear to have happened here.
Would have been a lot cleaner.
Yeah, it would have been much cleaner. Yeah.
But, you know, LSU is mentioned in the lawsuit, so we'll see if
but in my
LSU
world,
steps forward and says,
yeah, in my world, LSU is the one that's on the hook for that money.
Me
It's
too,
not
because
the
if I'm
player.
Prince-Will or Harper,
That's right.
hey, I would love to come play for you at LSU, but I got this other deal here.
Well, I just think
we'll
that's,
buy that out.
I think that's the way the rule ought to work. NCAA, or if the SEC and the Big Ten break off and do their own thing like they're talking about, is that if kid leaves school X and goes to LSU, LSU's on the hook for the money, just like an NFL franchise would be.
Real quickly here, I know you have some thoughts on this, and I agree with you 100%. Arian Carter has been suspended the first 2 games for Tennessee, and you were telling me the details. It makes no sense.
This is a crazy story. I don't know if you've seen this today,
I have
Lance.
not.
He's a star linebacker, he's described in the story for Tennessee. And keep in mind, game 2 is at Georgia Tech. I mean, it's an interesting game for Tennessee, so he'll be out unless this gets appealed. So here's what he did. Carter, last year, at the end of the season, declares for the NFL draft. In declaring for the NFL draft, he does what every player does. He hires an agent. He's got to go to a workout, so he his agent buys a plane ticket and gives him the plane ticket to go to this workout.
$427.
$457, I think it is. So it's less than $500, between $400 and $500. In the process of his preparation for the draft, he has a knee injury. He consults with his agent, and he decides, I haven't passed the deadline yet. I can go back to Tennessee. It's better for me to go back to Tennessee with this knee injury than try to go through the draft with this knee injury. So he decides, I'm removing my name from the draft. I'm going back to Tennessee. He then repays his agent for the plane ticket. Now that I'm going back to Tennessee, here's the money I owe you for the plane ticket. The NCAA has come in and said, that's not good enough. You received a benefit from an agent.
See,
you're out for 2
like
games.
case by case. Like, let's use common sense. Like, what did he do wrong in that process?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
In a time when you're allowed to have an agent.
Yep.
In a time where you get paid everything for everything or everything for nothing.
I'm shocked he paid the agent back.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he did the right thing.
Yeah,
I'm shocked. I'm shocked the agent even asked for it back.
This is an example of you do the right thing and you get burned.
I'm guessing, my guess would be in the story, and I don't know how it played out. I'm guessing the agent probably didn't ask for it back. He probably goes back to Tennessee. Tennessee knows he has signed an agent. They ask him, did the agent give you anything?
By the way, $427.
He bought me a plane ticket to wherever, and they're like, you're going to need to pay that back and give us all the information that you've paid it back. That's probably the way that went down. But because Tennessee knows the rules.
But in today's NIL, a $427 flight is about like the ham and cheese sandwich that Jim Harbaugh bought.
That's right.
Recruit, right?
That's right.
Yeah. This is just a terrible move by the NCAA. You've set all these rules so these kids can test the NFL waters and still come back to college. That is a great idea. Well, if they're going to test the NFL waters, you need to let them test it the way everyone else does. Why would you? I mean, this is just insane by the NCAA.
It is. Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorneys. You already told us about that this segment yet? No?
I have not, but I'll be glad to do it. Alexander Shunnarah, trial attorney, Shunnarah.com, Shunnarah.com. That is the place to go for our guy, Alexander Shunnarah. Birmingham guy, born in Birmingham, grew up in Birmingham, went to school at UAB, and decided when it came time to build a firm, he's going to build it right here in his hometown. Could have done it anywhere. He did it in Birmingham. And now $2 billion later, more than $2 billion later, recovered for his clients. He is still cooking right there at Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. It's why we tell you, when you face any legal issue, regardless of what it is, start at one place. Shunnarah.com. Shunnarah.com. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case with Alexander Shunnarah Trial Attorneys. Shunnarah.com.
Before we get to trash, the Buffalo Bills threw out some trash on Monday.
Ugh, just disgusting. Is this the nickel?
Yeah, what is considered to be, by now, 48 hours later, the worst uniform in the history of the NFL by some. Nickel City, never heard it called that.
Nor have I.
Nickel-colored uniform. The helmet is atrocious.
Buffalo nickel.
I've heard of that now.
I have heard of that. Is that where that comes from?
You know, here's the thing. Buffalo had some of the best uniforms. It's hard to mess up red, white, and blue.
Yep.
They had beautiful uniforms. And why you would like, where does the gray come from?
You know,
From the nickel.
Yeah, but I mean, it just
where does the nickel come
it's
from?
really stupid. I think
There's
it is
my next
Buffalo
question.
nickel.
Yeah.
Here's what it looks like.
But yeah, the helmet. My
It looks like you're doing a movie on O.J. Simpson, and you've got to include the era in which he played for the Buffalo Bills, but the NFL is not going to give you the copyright to do that.
This is too
so
futuristic
you have
for
to
those
you have to
days.
get to okay. So you're doing a story on a future Buffalo Bill.
No, to me, it's I'm playing a video game, and we didn't have the rights to the real NFL teams.
And you've got to get some colors right, but you don't want to get close enough that you get sued.
Yeah. It's a horrible uniform, which made me think, okay, worst uniforms ever. I actually liked remember the Bumblebee Pittsburgh Steeler one?
Yeah,
oh,
the throwback.
I hate that one.
I mean, it was a throwback.
I mean, the worst are the
The
Jaguars
horizontal
in
stripes.
Carolina.
Yeah.
You just can't get
Their
worse. than that.
current ones?
Yeah.
Not even their throwbacks.
Yeah.
So you like the horizontal stripe Pittsburgh Steeler ones? I hate those.
Of all, the Packers did one that was worse.
It's the brown one.
Detroit
Yeah.
did a pretty good one.
The Broncos in their brown with
that
brown
was
striped
awful.
socks was
Awful.
worse.
Yep.
The Steeler one didn't bother me as much as those two. I hate Detroit that they wear so much on Thanksgiving Day, just the silver helmet.
Yeah.
And
They've got such a good helmet. Don't mess with it on Thanksgiving. I'm with you on that.
But the worst uniform game of all time was in college football. And you guys remember the game like it was yesterday. They played it at the old Georgia Dome.
Yep.
Alternate uniform Georgia Bulldogs versus alternate uniform Boise State.
Yep.
And it was the worst combination uniform game in the history of football, in my
It
opinion.
was. I remember, I think we had seen that they were going to do it. I remember turning the game on and thinking, I would not know who's playing this game. If I weren't looking for this game and I just stumbled across it, I wouldn't know who either team was in this game.
If you just showed a still shot of that game on the screen and you're like, I don't know who's playing, and why in the world did Boise State and Georgia play each other in the future, I guess is the only way it could look like. Georgia's helmets were bad. Boise State was horrible. It ended up the game sort of didn't live up to expectations, right?
Well, it did for Chris Peterson.
Yeah.
It's a
Boise
beatdown,
State, yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
And I think we forget how good he was because, Georgia was in the NIL era before they were in the NIL. They were paying players back then. And for Boise to be able to roll into Atlanta and dick whip Georgia, that was pretty impressive.
Look at that Georgia
Terrible.
What are we doing?
helmet there.
What are we doing?
I mean, I don't mind Boise because, you got a 25-year tradition there.
Yeah, but Georgia's
Boise isn't bad.
Georgia, every game they play out of Silver Britches is a mistake on their part.
There's not one good thing about that uniform.
The helmet is an atrocity.
It is. I mean,
But remember the oversized Bronco?
I do. Now, I think Boise ended up adopting that some, but I think that was the first time they'd ever worn it. But the Georgia one, my Lord, I cannot believe they wore those.
Horrible.
It is awful.
You think when we look back in the history, people would have Chris Peterson as a better coach, right?
And Mark Richt?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I knew Dunaway wouldn't.
They have to.
One was SEC, one was Boise.
I mean, my goodness, Mark Richt.
Jim, do you remember the thing that Nike did? I want to say Virginia Tech and Florida both did it in the mid-2000s. I remember Chris Leak having this where one sleeve was a different color than the rest of the
I remember that,
uniform.
yeah.
That was, I mean, aside from Florida's gator skin uniforms, that was the ugliest trend. Nike tried way too many things in the 2000s.
But
early
wasn't that
2010s.
an extended sleeve? Or it wasn't part of the uniform, right?
No, it was the uniform. It was like a whole shoulder.
Yeah, I think he's right about that. Yeah.
Was so like Virginia Tech had like the I guess like what do you want to call it, the ribbon or the piping and like one sleeve was orange, and then Florida had an entire sleeve that was orange. I'll see if I can get Forrester to find it by the end of the show because it was awful.
Let's get to trash, brought to you today by our great friends at Odie's.
Odie's Tavern, 2 locations for you for lunch or dinner. The original right there in Crestline, where they will have trivia tonight. Newer location in Edgewood on Broadway and Homewood. Stop in, enjoy the great food from Rodney Davis. He's been doing it about 4 decades now. The wings, the burgers, the great sandwiches, ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Get in and see Will Aver and that great staff. Birmingham Institution is Sodi's Tavern.
Did you hurt your hand?
It's large. It's large. I was able to get the whole thing in my mouth, though.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. We talk about our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings and all of the different collaborations they've got going. I saw one. I was in a random gas station coming back from, I think, New Orleans last week, and they've got a jerky deal, I think, with Slim Jims now. But from that to this, between 5 dry rub flavors and 21 sauces ranging from mild to wild, as well as multiple dips, there is no shortage of ways to dress up your chicken at Buffalo Wild Wings. While the chain offers everything from the honey barbecue to Caribbean jerk, mango habanero, it also has the flavor that is synonymous with wings as peanut butter is to jelly, ranch.
Yes.
Now, nearly every chain has a ranch sauce. So Buffalo Wild Wings is introducing a bizarre ranch-flavored topping to offer a new way to eat your ranch on wings. And the new item might just remind you of your favorite childhood candy. Pop Rocks comes in many flavors, but a savory option is not one of them. However, if you've ever wanted the sensation of Pop Rocks sizzle and pop, but in the salty, savory flavor, then Buffalo Wild Wings has a solution for you. Meet Poppin' Ranch. Savory ranch popping candy that you can sprinkle on top of your wings or any other favorite B-Dubs menu item for a rather unique eating experience.
So it's just going to be ranch that explodes in my mouth?
Yeah, this started on July 20th, and it's for a limited time until they sell out.
Yeah.
I don't think I need this.
I have not ever desired ranch that explodes in my mouth. Never had that desire.
I would agree.
Yeah.
In fact, I like the soothing creaminess of the ranch on the wing.
I'm with you. I'm not looking for explosion. I'm looking. I'm not going to finish the sentence either because I know Tyler is just sitting there waiting for me to finish that sentence. And I'm not going to do it.
Oh, I don't need. I've got all the audio I need.
No,
for another
I was about to give you more, and I stopped myself.
Yeah, but I like the way the ranch sort of covers the whole wing.
I'm with you, and I kind of like the sensation of just dipping, dragging it through there. And no, that's not a sensation. That's not what I meant to say. But I like to drag it through there and have a little of the ranch on there, liquidy.
This is kind of old school Jim McElwain. A man in Oregon has been arrested after he uploaded videos of himself fishing for protected sharks and then wrestling them on land. 27-year-old fisherman Connor Seifert has come under fire for catching protected species of sharks. 27-year-old has uploaded videos of himself catching the 6-gill and 7-gill sharks.
Not the 7-gill, too.
Seattle's Puget Sound before also wrestling them. Now, in the video, Seifert was seen holding the shark's mouth open, which can cause breathing issues for them and affect any breathing that may be going on. July 23rd, Washington Fish and Wildlife Department announced that Seifert has been arrested by officers after they have caught him and friends dragging the 6-gill out of the water for a trophy photo. He is in total 9 counts of unlawful recreational fishing. Each misdemeanor charge carries up to a $1,000 fine and 90 days in jail.
So I'm going to assume the photo was probably for social media. So you were going to drag it out illegally, take the photo, and then incriminate yourself by putting it on social media.
Don't be a poon. Go down to the Gulf of America and try to get you a bull shark. See how that goes for you.
How about that?
Yeah. No,
the old 6-gill's not going to do anything to you.
But let me ask you, so if you just pull it out and he just hits it over the head with a rock there and takes it and cooks it up, is it okay? Is it because is it protected?
I think it's protected.
Yeah, it's protected.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the answer is no. You cannot hit it with a rock and cook it.
Yeah. I didn't know if we were penalizing just for making the fish suffer.
Have you ever eaten shark?
Which I'd be okay with.
Yeah.
I think I have.
Yeah, I think I have, but who knows if it was shark or not.
I tell you what I like that's close to shark, or it's in the same family to me, is swordfish. You ever had swordfish?
I never
Tasty.
put those two together. I love swordfish.
Swordfish is good.
Yeah, there's a place downtown that does a good swordfish.
Yeah.
Do you throw the W in when you say
Roly-poly?
swordfish?
To what?
Do you throw the W in when you say swordfish?
Swordfish?
Do you say sword?
Did I?
Are you?
I don't know. I'm just saying it the way I say it. Swordfish.
It's sword.
You definitely added a
Yeah,
W sound
I
there.
think you went sore,
said
like a
sword.
sore.
How do you pronounce
Like it's
it?
got open,
Swordfish?
pussy sores on it.
W is silent. Swordfish.
You're saying it, swordfish.
You said it right then.
Yeah, but I think you said swordfish.
I said swordfish.
Yeah, there's a W again. It's no W.
There's a W in it.
It's silent.
No.
Swordfish.
I don't think it is.
Well, I mean, sword, the W is silent in sword.
No, they're right. They're right, Ryan. I just looked up the phonetical breakdown on
There's
it.
a-
It is pronounced S-O-R-D.
Yeah.
Sword.
Swordfish.
No, you're saying sword.
There's a W. So the W, the second
It's
letter is
it's
silent?
just like salmon versus salmon.
Well, I don't say salmon. I say salmon.
But it's the equivalent of saying salmon.
Okay.
Don't say sword. It's a sword.
An Idaho man sacrificed his eyebrows to break the Guinness World Record for the most consecutive flaming torch juggling catches on a unicycle.
I've just realized that Brown doesn't have a word of the day 2026 calendar. He hasn't done that all year long. In 2025, every day you had a big word somewhere in the show. And I
used them
he
all.
got a 2025 word of the day calendar, and you don't have it for 2026. In fact, now you're going backwards and you're using the word sword.
I thought,
which doesn't exist. We need to buy you a new calendar.
Yeah, buy me a calendar.
I will tell you, this guy
You
here.
should make a new calendar.
I know. I am in the process of doing it, Tyler.
Word of the day calendar with
Yep.
the photo shoot.
Yeah.
This is David Rush. Already has several Guinness World Record titles for both unicycling and juggling. Said he was, quote, brimming with unearned confidence when he decided to take on the previous record of 37 catches. There's no way this guy's got a job, right?
I mean, that's going to take a lot of time to put this together.
I mean, this is just every evening he tries to knock it out, it looks like.
Yeah, he is doing it near sunset.
He's already got several Guinness World Records. Now, quote, nobody puts the real hazard in the official rule books. Rush wrote online, the moment you pedal a unicycle forward while catching juggling torches, the forward momentum creates a draft that blows the flames straight back into your face. Rush said he quickly singed off his eyebrows and the hair on the backs of his hands during his first attempt to juggle flaming torches on his unicycle.
So that did not occur to you until you did it, that you've got wind blowing in
They
your
never
face?
tell you about it.
I
It
mean,
sneaks up on you.
This seemed like it was going to be a pretty obvious result.
I got to be honest. If anybody's in my neighborhood on a unicycle, I'm putting them on a neighborhood watch, and especially if they've got a young kid running behind them. This is weirdo stuff.
Yeah, and they're juggling fire, Lance.
Yeah,
Let's
he
remember that
decided
part there.
to spend time practicing with unlit torches and set his official attempt for Halloween of 2025. Finally found his groove on his third attempt, managing 175 catches, more than quadruple the previous record.
I'm with Daniel. Dude is literally riding a unicycle, juggling an open flame, but buddy, he's got his helmet on.
Yeah.
Safety first.
By the way, I can't do either one of those, I don't think. I don't think I can ride a unicycle, and I know I can't juggle 3 torches.
You know who could is the Red Panda.
Oh, no problem.
Red Panda.
Cakewalk right
yeah.
here.
I don't think she juggles.
She juggles plates.
Are you kidding?
She has those
she
plates.
She just spun the plates.
Yeah.
No, she did not
juggle
spin
them
them.
too?
She throws them and catches.
She kicks
Oh,
them
okay.
off her foot?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
kicks
that's
them off her
not
foot under her head.
That's not juggling.
Well, I
you
bet she
think-
could.
You don't think this is more impressive than Red Panda?
No, Red Panda's
I
far more
don't,
impressive.
But
yeah.
I don't think the Red Panda is that impressive.
That tracks, but I guarantee she could do this.
I love Red Panda nights at Alabama basketball games because that means that there's a shorter line at concession stand when I go and buy my Coca-Cola and popcorn.
A fishing influencer says he's lucky to still have his leg after capturing the terrifying moment a shark attacked him during a dive and sank its teeth into him.
Okay, we got video?
We got video.
I don't believe a lot of these. I don't know if this one's real. I've seen a lot of AI videos with the shark attacks.
Whoa.
This one does look real.
Boy, I guess on you. That thing got on you in a hurry, didn't
Oh,
it?
yeah, that's the thing is how crazy, how quick their
no
attacks
problem,
are.
No problem.
Yep, here we go.
It's a missile.
Shoot! Oof. Better closing speed than an NFL
Hey,
DB.
and that agility too, like to dodge the
Yeah.
spear.
Yeah.
So, New Zealand content creator Henry Gibbs was spearfishing in Fiji on July 18th when a gray reef shark charged at him and bit the back of his right calf. Footage from the attack shows Gibbs attempting to fend off the shark with a spear gun before the animal pulls him beneath the water. Fellow divers Colby and Dan pulled Gibbs from the water, treated his wound, and helped him get him to the hospital. Influencer required 4 surgeries and a skin graft, but is expected to retain the full use of his foot. I'm telling you, man, them shark bites, no joke.
No, they are not, Lance.
I mean, that's a gray reef
Yeah.
shark. He's had 4 surgeries. Lucky to be able to use his foot.
Yep.
He is in much better shape here than you
No,
would
there's no
expect.
doubt. Yeah. If that's the only thing that happened, he got out lucky. Jim, he said what? Ask, what if Red Panda was performing at Graceland?
Oh.
Jim says there's not enough room for her to juggle the plates.
It really isn't. We'd have to go out to the stable.
And should be juggling old, outdated, ugly plates.
Wonder if it was Martin's barbecue on the plates.
I don't know what you mean by that. We don't
It
name
wouldn't have
names.
made it to the plate.
Yeah.
It's an empty plate.
That's all I got.
You might have dodged a bullet that day because I remember you ordering salad. But I don't know if it was the new death salad.
That was
Was it
way
recent?
before? No, this is way
No,
before
no,
the
this
death
was-
salad. Yeah.
It was way before then.
It was salad and hoe cakes. I had a great combination. I can't go there without the hoe cakes.
Well, guess
you
what?
left there
You
with
did.
no hose.
You did.
The E's silent there too, Brown. on the hoe cakes. That is Trash Today. Brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. A few more days to get out to walk-ons at the great locations in Trustful, Stadium Trace, and, of course, on Highway 280 Tattersall, and enjoy a great ice-cold Budweiser or Bud Light, $2 in the bottle, $3 in the draft. It helps out Folds of Honor, Alabama. Go by, if you haven't done it one time, at least go by and do it one time before the week is out to help out Folds of Honor, Alabama. And also scan that QR code and make a donation. I think the QR code on your screen right now works as well. You can make a donation from wherever you're watching us. Every dollar stays in the great state of Alabama, helping out veteran and first responder families. Folds of Honor, Alabama, a great organization. Thank you, Budweiser. Thank you, Bud Light. Thank you, Anheuser-Busch. Thank you to Adams Beverage. Thank you to Walk-Ons and the three great locations that participated. And thank all of you for helping out Folds of Honor, Alabama. We'll be there on Friday, 4 to 6 on the Highway 280 location, Tattersall Park. And we'll have a cold Budweiser and Bud Light to add to the final total. And then we'll have a big check presentation. And we'll show you what that number is on our social media platforms at Next Round Live. Thanks for being with us today. Back with you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. The next reel out today?
Question mark?
Hopefully tomorrow. This is a lot of footage to go through. I'm doing my typical thing where I put clips over us talking, and given that it is 2 hours of Lance and I talking and 2 hours of Brown reacting, plus the 2-hour movie, it's a lot to go through.
Yeah.
But
So-
I plan to have it out this week.
Hopefully Thursday before the weekend. Until next time, God bless you. God bless America.